All right, man. Shout out to the people, man. Let's get the show started. You rocking with King Supreme and the place to be. Let's get it. It's a whole lot of stuff to talk about this morning. Man. Check game though, man. Hold on. Yeah, man. So look, man, if you guys know, you know, man. I used to cover stories like this on Red Supreme TV1. Let me adjust this camera a little bit, just a little bit. I did stories like this on Red Supreme TV1 when I used to call out. Well, I used to talk about divestors, and you got a certain sector of black women who would say white men are better, black men are trash. You even had Cynthia G making videos promoting the abortion of black male babies. It was Cynthia G, Nyla Says, um, Woman's Fear, and a few others. They promoted this divestment movement on social media. You had this other old chick, I forget her name, Divested Zealot, something like that. And then you had another one. This chick was so wicked and evil, she wouldn't even get on camera. That's how hard she would go in on black men. I mean, when black men would lose their life to the police, she would celebrate it. I mean, she would celebrate it. She celebrated the death of black men. So you had black women who started this trend, which is called what? The divestment movement. Then you had another black chick called herself Divested Witch, the Divested Witch. Y'all remember when I used to go in on those divestors, bruh? Consistently. Now, we got to be real, man. I got to, some of you people got to be real with yourself before you can be real with anybody else. People would say, man, those women are tethers. They were tethers. Bull crap. Bull crap. Some of them were, but a lot of them wasn't. This divestment movement wasn't for tethers. It was for black women. You had FBA women along with some Caribbeans, some Africans. They promoted this movement all over social media, heavy back in 2022, 2023, 2021. Oh, they promoted that movement so heavy. Celebrated the fact that black men got unalived by police officers. Cynthia G was the queen bee sitting at the top of the throne. She said black men are worthless, a white man is better. Black men belong in captivity, black men belong in prison, black women need to abort their babies. They're black male babies. Cynthia G promoted it. And she had a whole lot of black female followers. See, it's mighty funny when it's mighty funny that our people get mad at me and say, oh, Red Supreme bashes black women. But these are some of the same black women who were fans and supporters of Cynthia G. Now, they'll pretend like they was never a fan of Cynthia G, but I know better. I know better, bro. You can't tell me that. All of a sudden, a lot of these people are waving the FBA flag. Some of these women were divestors, homie. That's why I be telling you, FBA brothers, you gotta be careful. Some of these women was divestors 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Not all of them, because we got some solid FBA sisters that really rock with their blackness. So salute to them. But at the same time, there's a lot of women in this. There's a lot of women in these FBA spaces who were once zaddy worshipers, supporting the divestment movement. And you know I ain't lying. You know I ain't lying. I'm not making this up. It'd be one thing if I was making this up, but clearly I'm not. I'm not. Now, this woman right here, what is her name? I'm going to pull it up real quick. Her name is Ashley Janae. Ashley Janae was a divester. She felt like she hit the jackpot because she came up on a rich white simp. She found a white man to rescue her. Huh? Mighty son, when you got to find a white man to come rescue you, you know? Now, this story came across my table. Shout out to JD Black. I just found out about this like 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, this story came across my feed, and I said, "Oh my God, I got to touch on that first thing in the morning." It is 9:48 a.m. West Coast time. You already know how we do it over here, baby. Jordan Prince, what city you in, my brother? Jordan Prince said, "Man, I see it all the time, man. What city you from, my brother?" So the brothers out there know what to look out for, right? So put us up on game, man. What city you come from? This woman was a divester. She was a white man worshiper. Ashley Janae was a white male worshiper and a black male hater. We have the evidence. And like I said, homie, we have the evidence. And we're not just talking. We have the evidence. Shout out to Chris, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Atlanta. Oh, my God. Black women, you guys, hey, they going to get mad at me for pointing out the truth. See, a lot of you brothers in these FBA spaces, you got to realize some of these women are traitors. Some of these women are ex-bed wenches. And they'll flock to FBA spaces as if they wasn't supporting Cynthia G and some of these black female divestors like 3 years ago. Now, we got some solid sisters in the FBA, but we also have some flip-floppers. We got some flip-floppers. Relationship didn't work out with a white man. Now they want to wave the FBA flag. I'm telling you. Let's get into the story.
What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Salutes everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about this story that's starting to trend all over social media. Apparently,
this woman right here felt like she hit a lick. She felt like she hit the jackpot when she found a white man that was going to take care of her, right?
31-year-old influencer, the woman that you're seeing on the screen here, her name is Ashley Janae. She was found deceased, apparently, according to reports and according to what her white boyfriend had to say. She took her own life. She was found hanging. But there are people who believe that Brad, this guy...
I don't believe this woman took her own life, man. Typically, black folks don't do that to ourselves, right? So I refuse to believe that she took her own life. You're not going to get me to believe that. No way. There was foul play. There's no way this woman hung herself. I smell foul play. 100%.
Right here, who she went to Africa with. They believe that he took her life and staged it to look like she took her own life. And apparently people in the comment section were warning her not to go to Africa with this man. Apparently this man is nothing more than a scammer trying to present a life that he really does not live. And a lot of people are pointing the finger at him. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's been arrested, but there are people who believe he did it. They believe he did it. How many stories have we seen of this, people? How many stories have we seen of these black women with these white men costing them their lives? Now here, we don't have any...
Look, man, this white man looked at it like this. He like, look, man, I'll just pay for it, man. I've always wanted a black woman. I got a fetish for a black woman. I got enough money to buy. I got enough paper to just, I can pay for one. I'll find me a black woman that's young and beautiful, take her out of poverty, pay for her lifestyle, give her what she always wanted, which is a rich white man, and then I will have sexual access to this black woman whenever I feel like it, whenever I want, right? That was the mindset of the white man. You know how many divestors, black women who are white male worshipers, white men with money say, man, I'll just buy one of them, man. I ain't got to do no macking. I ain't got to do nothing. I'll find me a beautiful black woman, hop in her DMs, and I'll just pay for it. I'll buy this woman. See, these white men, they look at these women accounts and say, oh, they fed up with black men. Black men ain't taking them on dates. Black men ain't getting their hair done. So the white man said, okay, I'll do everything that the black man ain't doing. So I'll weaponize my money to get to the punani. I'll just pay for the woman. She's for sale, so fuck it, I'll just buy the woman. She's an easy target for a brat like this. These white men sit back in the cut and they watch the negative things these black chicks say about black men, and they say, oh, this is gonna be easy. Oh, this is gonna be easy. I'm gonna buy her some clothes, take her shopping. She's gonna be head over heels for me. I got enough money to do it.
Evidence that he did it, but there are people who believe he had. They believe that he did it. Why was she with this man in Africa? And I know y'all gonna say, well, Jay, why do you care if it's in Africa? Well, I came across a story, but I also came across these tweets. Came across these tweets, family. Apparently, she is a divester, and she doesn't like black men very much. So when people are wanting her not to go to Africa with this guy, of course she's not going to listen, man. She's with the white man, okay?
She said, this is what she said. She knew since the 3rd grade she wanted her children to be mixed. So she's been a white male worshiper since the 3rd grade. Fantasizing about getting a white man, fantasizing about a white man coming to rescue her. This is nothing new. Make sure that you bless that like button if you're really rocking with the damn channel. This woman been fantasizing about a white man since the 3rd grade. She sat up there and said, I want mixed kids. I'm going to find me a zaddy with a whole lot of money that's going to sit up there and take care of me. That's exactly what it is. What is her name? Ashley Janae.
Now, that's not bad there. Yeah. Apparently, this was a more recent post. And we'll get into all of that a little bit later. I'm just getting warmed up on the story. I want y'all to know everything up front. There's a lot going on here, family. Listen, I want to send my condolences to her family. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve losing a loved one. I want to say this. I'm not happy about this. I'm not about to sit here and be straight up petty. I'm going to be real with y'all today. But I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to be fair.
You know how many stories I covered where these black female divestors were white male worshipers and their white zaddy took them out of the game? Connecticut, Bridgeport, Connecticut. I did that story with the chick found in a hotel. Met the white man online. He unalived her. Left her lifeless body in a hotel. And you know what the police said? His name was Brad. For the sake of the story, we're just going to say his name was Brad. You know what they said? They said, do you guys look at Brad as a suspect? They said, oh, no, he's such a great guy. He would never do anything like that to a woman. So the whole time her lifeless body was in a hotel, white zaddy got away with it. The authority said, oh, he would never do anything like that. Why? Because he's such a great guy. They didn't even have that white man as a suspect. This was Bridgeport, Connecticut. I covered that story 2 years ago. And I've covered several stories similar to this, where these black female divestors who are white male worshipers get unalived by their white zaddies. This is crazy.
And looking at the story, I do think she should get justice. This man should not be allowed to take her life if he did it and get away with it. So I'm going to present what is going on here, but I have to be honest. She did not like black men. She hated black men based off of what she posted. She posted this stuff on social media. So let's get into this. According to Euroweb. A dream birthday trip to Africa, a fresh engagement to a wealthy financier, a soft life influencer who had finally found her happily ever after, and then reportedly Ashley Janae took her own life. Her family and friends are not buying it. I'm not buying it either. Ashley Janae, a 31-year-old Miami-based lifestyle influencer who called herself a soft life divester. See that? A soft life divester. This script writes itself, right? It writes itself. She wanted the world to know that she listened to the teachings of these gold digging heifers on YouTube. And
I told you, homie, she was listening to the teachings of these gold digging heifers on YouTube. Cynthia G said that black men were nothing, white men were better. You had Nyla, Cynthia going in on black men on the daily. Now, I know some beta male simps gonna make excuses, but that's exactly what it was. There's tons of channels on YouTube where these black women who are white male worshipers, they are coaching and grooming these young black females to become bed wenches just like them. This right here is a prime example. This is a prime example. I'm telling you. Bless the like button if you haven't already. It's King Supreme. You in the right place.
that she, sir, who called herself a soft life divester. See that? A soft life divester. This script writes itself, right? It writes itself. She wanted the world to know that she listened to the teachings of these gold digging heifers on YouTube, and she's applying it to her life. But the thing she missed is that you have to choose the right person. You can't choose somebody just because they white and they're presenting you what you think is a wealthy lifestyle. On Instagram, as you see her Instagram handles, was found deceased while on a luxury vacation in Tanzania. The trip was meant to celebrate her 31st birthday, and a recent engagement to fiance Joe McCann, referred to in some posts as John McCann, founder of the Asymmetric Financial. According to statements attributed to Tanzanian authorities and shared online by McCann himself, Jenae died by hanging, and her taking her life is the official claim he has put forward. But the timeline has social media spiraling because, man, you got this divester. She's calling herself a divester.
Jonathan Coleman said simps are gonna say she ain't FBA. I'm already knowing. But when it comes to these divestors, it ain't got nothing to do. Some of them are FBA, some of them are Caribbean. So there's a lot of FBA women in that divestment movement. Not all of these women are Caribbeans and Africans. But I agree with you. A lot of simps will say she ain't FBA, and they don't even know this to be a fact, but that's what they're going to say. They're going to run with it. See, a lot of people in the FBA community hate me. That's why they don't come over here and that's why they don't hit the like button on my videos no more, because I be telling the truth about what's going on in our community and what's going on with our women. So a lot of simps in the FBA community don't like King Supreme for telling the truth about what's really going on. See, they pander to women just to keep those women. They pander to black women and never tell them the damn truth. Listen, homie, I got love for our community. I got love for our people. And based on that, I got to be honest. I got to tell the truth. But I get what you're saying, Jonathan Coleman. A lot of simps in our community gonna say she's a tether they're gonna say she's a tether before they even have the proof. A lot of simps are gonna say that.
She with this white man who looks to be older than her. And she really thought she hit the jackpot. A rich white man, but the guy's a con man, and that's why she's no longer here. I don't think she would ever take her life. Just me, just looking at her life and the things that I don't think she'd take her life. I don't think so. I think he had a lot to do with it. I really do.
Listen, she might be a Jamaican. She might be from the Caribbean. She might be, but this is the thing. Even if this one, let's say this woman was FBA, a lot of sense will be saying she's a tether. A lot of you guys are hoping and praying that she's not FBA. Even if this woman was FBA, even if she was FBA, a lot of simps are going to say she's a tether. Before they even have the evidence, that's what they're going to run with. Because that's how these simps in our community think. They try their best to not hold our women accountable for anything. So they'll just write it off and say, oh man, those are tethers. It could be a tether, or it could be a foundational Black American. We really don't know.
Photos from the trip still visible in tributes across Instagram and Threads show Jenae beaming, radiant, freshly engaged, living what she called.
Listen, man, you got Black women who are FBA, Black women who are African and Caribbean who are white male worshipers. So when it comes to Black female divestors, they come from all different countries, bro. It ain't just one particular group of Black women who are white male worshipers, bro. We got some who are FBA, some who are Caribbean, some who are African. It is a sickness in our community when you think about these Black women who are white male worshipers. It's all over social media. Have you ever heard of the divestment movement? It's been around for a long time.
Her soft life dream at the upscale Servile Wildlife Resort, where rooms reportedly run $950 a night. Then, days later, she's found deceased. Friends and family have taken to Lipstick Alley, Reddit, and Instagram with unified message: Ash would never take her own life. Let's see. One close friend wrote she was radiant with joy, freshly engaged, living her dream. This makes zero sense. But the details get murkier. Some close to Jenae claim that she was found hanging from a tree, which is crazy. And also, like, a divester hanging from a tree, it's just so much there. So much there. Not inside her hotel room, as initial reports suggested. Even more alarming, multiple posts alleged that McCann waited 2 full days before notifying authorities or contacting her family. 2 days. One Lipstick Alley.
Let me tell you guys, man, if you like the fact that King Supreme is a foundational Black American, but I'm real enough to tell you guys about what's really going on in the dating game with Black women, then we need more of you guys to support these shows. We need more of you guys to bless the like button. If you appreciate somebody that's going to be solid with you and keep it real. Right?
Wrote, make it make sense, because he was trying to get his story together. That's why. And that's why she's no longer here. I don't think she would ever take her life. Just me, just looking at her life and the things that I don't think she'd take her life. I don't think so. I think he had a lot to do with it. I really do. Photos from the trip still visible in tributes across Instagram and Threads show Jenae beaming, radiant, freshly engaged, living what she called her soft life dream at the upscale Servile Wildlife Resort, where rooms reportedly run $950 a night. Then, days later, she's found deceased. Friends and family have taken to Lipstick Alley, Reddit, and Instagram with unified message: Ash would never take her own life. Let's see. One close friend wrote she was radiant with joy, freshly engaged, living her dream. This makes zero sense. But the details get murkier. Some close to Jenae claim that she was found hanging from a tree, which is crazy. And also, like, a divester hanging from a tree, it's just so much there. So much there. Not inside her hotel room, as initial reports suggested. Even more alarming, multiple posts alleged that McCann waited 2 full days before notifying authorities or contacting her family. 2 days. One Lipstick Alley user wrote, make it make sense, because he was trying to get a story.
This is what happens when these Black women are looking for a white man to rescue them. Looking for Jesus Christ on planet Earth, hoping and believing that this white man would perform some type of miracle while rescuing them in the process. This is the mindset of these divested women. I've covered several stories similar to this. This is nothing new. All these black women who participate in these divestment channels. And I don't want to hear no nonsense about all those women being tethers. Man, shut up. They're not all tethers. I'm sick of these weak ass simps in our community blaming everything on tethers when a lot of these people are FBA women. I've been in this space for too long to not know what I'm talking about. Some of these women in these FBA spaces are ex-divestors. Now they're waving the FBA flag because it's profitable. Now, I gotta salute the sisters who are solid that rock the FBA flag. We appreciate you guys. But I got to be real. There's a lot of divestors who have infiltrated this FBA movement. A lot of these women were in these swirler channels, in the comment sections of Cynthia G. A lot of these women are ex-Cynthia G supporters. I know because I used to watch it. I peeped the game. I studied it.
Together. That's why. Online speculation has exploded. Some commenters on Reddit and Threads have gone further, accusing McCann of strangling Jenae and staging the scene to look like a hanging. Others point to the convenient timing right after a proposal and birthday celebration as deeply suspicious. A woman who just got engaged does not hang herself days later, reads a viral Instagram comment. Something is wrong here. As of April 12, 2026, Tanzanian authorities are handling the case. Reports conflict on whether McCann has been arrested or detained. Some friends claim that he is in custody, but official confirmation remains limited due to international jurisdiction. Can't say that word. Autopsy and toxicology report results have not been made public. Across X, Lipstick Alley, Lipstick Alley, by the way, is extremely does not like black men at all. I just put that out there. Threads and Instagram, the calls are growing louder. Investigate fully. Don't accept the narrative. And find out what really happened to Ashley Janae. Her Instagram account has been flooded with tributes, rest in peace, mixed with furious demands for justice. Her family is pleading for answers. And again, my condolences to the family. I feel sad for the family. I really do. Because the family.
Get the lights up. Them numbers are moving way too slow because not enough of you guys are blessing the like button. I know you got a lot of simps in the FBA community who don't like me, but shout out to all the solid brothers in the FBA community who respect hearing the damn truth, who loves to hear the damn truth. The reality of it is this. Now, this FBA is, listen, homie, it's a beautiful thing. But anyway, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. She was a white male worshiper. She did videos and she made a whole lot of posts worshiping worshiping white males, telling everybody that black men are trash. Oh, yes, she did a whole lot of that. And she ain't the only one. There's tons of divestment channels out there that promote Brad worship, who celebrate the white man like he's the best thing since sliced bread. Celebrated that white man like he's Jesus Christ, who just planted his feet on planet Earth. That's how much they'll celebrate that white man. You talk about white male worship to the 10th power.
The ones that have to pick up the pieces from this situation. This developing story with many unconfirmed details, but one thing is clear: the woman in those engagement photos smiling under the African sun deserved better than a rushed narrative and a 2-day delay. This man did not care about this woman at all. She saw him as a come up. She saw him as her dream white man, but he didn't see her as that. He did.
She looked at this white guy like he was her dream white man. She's an attractive woman too. Beautiful sister. Very attractive and pretty. But, hey.
He was selling her a dream that wasn't real. And I think she found out. And then she's no longer here. That's my observation from this. But this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And he went there with her to Africa because if he was going to take her life, it would be there, not in America. Because in America, you can't get away with something like that You know what I'm saying? Especially so blatant. You wait 2 days to report anything. That wouldn't.
Her being FBA or Jamaican really don't matter. This is a black woman, homie. She's an Americanized black woman. She was raised in American culture, black American culture. Kind of like Kool Herc. Kool Herc was Jamaican, but culturally, Kool Herc was a foundational black American. Let's be real, because FBA is the dominant culture here in America as far as culture and influence. Let's be real about that.
Fly here. And hopefully it doesn't fly there. That's why American authorities need to get involved here. But we've seen how lazy and lackadaisical they can be. There was a young lady that lost her life in Mexico. A black American woman on Mexican trip with black Americans. Those black Americans are responsible for her death. And the Mexican authorities didn't do anything. And the American authorities haven't done anything that I know of. A black woman's life is not important in these other countries. But here, you see all these liberals. You see all these people talk about how important black women are. But black women are losing their lives left and right. What are you people doing? You're not doing nothing but talking. So hopefully for the family, he's arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But are the family?
Well, they don't have enough proof yet. They don't have enough evidence to say that he did it, although he should be a suspect. 100%.
Never going to get justice. Like I said, I made a video about Lawrence Smith Fields meeting this white guy, meeting this devil off a TikTok app.
Off of a TikTok app, man. And that's how they do. All these women are meeting these people on social media, bro. You know what I mean? You got a lot of simps in our community who don't like me for telling the truth about what's going on in the dating game with black women. You got a lot of simps in our community. Man, I don't like the fact he be bashing black women. Man, shut your weak ass up, dude. When you think about this divestment movement, there's black women from different countries who are a part of this divestment movement. A lot of these bozos pretend like they don't know what the divestment community is. There's a lot of FBA women in it. There's a lot of Jamaicans, Caribbeans, and Africans in it. It don't discriminate. To be a divester, it doesn't say you got to be a tether or an FBA. All you got to be is a black woman who's a white male worshiper. Then you can join the divestment movement. It is that simple.
These dating apps might have been I don't know if it was TikTok, it might have been Bumble. I think it was Bumble. Has the guy come over.
Yeah.
She loses her life. I don't even think he was charged. These white men are taking these black women's lives left and right. But y'all want to sit here and act.
Oh, boy said, I got to see her without weave and makeup. Until then, I can't call her beautiful. Well, if you ask me, she's a beautiful chocolate sister. She's a pretty woman. You know, I can see beauty beyond the makeup, right? You know, even, I can see beauty without. Some women look beautiful with or without makeup. Then some women need makeup to look presentable. I get it. But I get it. I understand what you're saying. What he's saying is, I need to see this woman natural before I can call her beautiful. That's fair. Hey, homie, that's fair in the game, man. Fair in the game. Bless the like button if you haven't already. If you're really rocking with the content, subscribe to the damn channel, man.
Black men are the enemy. Black men are doing this to black women. Black women, you're getting horrible advice from these women online. These women online are leading you astray. And you internalize this black man hate when you have to understand that other races of men are not going to love you the way black men do. And then you got heifers who will get online and be saying these things. Let's get into this. Oh, we're going to get into this. Because I can't leave this out. And this two here. Everyday black men wake up and find new ways to embarrass us. This was in 2024.
See?
I'm going to go to, these are older tweets, but this is one of the newest ones. Let's go to this one.
Listen, she's talking crazy about black men online. These women worship white men like they're Jesus on planet Earth. They look at that white man like Jesus just came back to planet Earth, damn it. Worshiping that white man like he Jesus. Telling everybody that black men ain't nothing, ain't worth the damn.
And find new ways to embarrass. This was in 2024. I'm gonna go to, these are older tweets, but this is one of the newest ones. Let's go to this one. Apparently this one was more recent. So old brother, I see 305 in your bio. Let's talk about all the Miami men, not white, beating their women still. Or is that too touchy? Go live your life while I live mine. Apparently, she said this 5 days ago. Okay?
Woo.
Her preference ended her life. Her preference and her calling herself the soft life divester ended her life.
The soft life divester. And who ended her life? The same white man that she was worshiping. Now, ain't that something? You lose your life based on the fact that you dated this white man that you saw as Jesus Christ. My God.
Ended her life. Her preference and her calling herself the soft life divester ended her life.
Huh?
Worshiping a whiteness lost her life because there were warning signs. People in her comment section were warning her. Do y'all know you had coons mad because people pointed out that she was being warned not to go on a trip with this white man, but you coons
and simps, you had raccoons and simps. The first thing, man, she's Caribbean. Maybe she is. There's a lot of FBA women who do this too. It ain't limited to Caribbeans. It ain't isolated to Caribbeans. There's a whole lot of FBA women in this divestment movement. I don't trust none of them. I don't give a damn if she's a Jamaican or a foundational Black American. If she's a divester, you got to wash your hands and be through with them. They mean us no good. These women are terrible. All of them are terrible. The Jamaican ones, the African ones, the foundational Black American ones, all of these divested Black women are just simply terrible. They're absolutely horrible individuals.
You sellouts, because there were warning signs. People in her comment section were warning her. Do y'all know you had coons mad because people pointed out that she was being warned not to go on a trip with this white man, but you coons, you sellouts, were mad because people were warning her. Because you yourself worship whiteness. And you see no problem with her going on this trip with this man who was sketchy. Sketchy. Unbelievable. But like I said, I can point that out. But I can also say, I hope her family gets justice. She shouldn't have lost her life. She can hate Black men all she wants to. Doesn't mean I want to see her lose a life. But we have to talk about the circumstances here. And we have to bring this up because that's how she felt. And her preference in this situation contributed to what happened because she went on this trip when she was clearly warned by people not to go. So
when you worship white men like Jesus Christ on planet Earth, these are the results you get. Unfortunately, I've covered several stories similar to this. I'm giving you the unfortunate reality. Real gang, baby. Hey.
Brad's coming for you.
Divesting gone wrong. Joe McKinn accused of strangling popular soft life influencer.
Never wake again.
Divesting gone wrong. Joe McKinn accused of strangling popular soft life influencer Ashley Janae to death on
soft life divester. Call it what it is. She was a soft life divester, looking for a white man to rescue her, looking for a white man to save her. She viewed this white man like Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, that's what it was.
her birthday. Now I was the first to expose this, but was waiting for more information about this case. Lifestyle influencer Ashley Janae and her fiancé Joe McCann celebrated her 31st birthday in Tanzania. He popped the question on the trip at the Serval Wildlife Resort. She was living every soft life, prostitute, divestor's dream grift on social media. Now, reports are coming out from someone who claims to be close to her that she was found dead in her hotel room, and her fiancé Joe McCann is claiming she hung herself. Her loved ones say something isn't right. It does seem odd that a person would commit such an act on vacation after an engagement, but again, this is a divestor we are seeing. Don't
A divestor, and you have to understand this happened on her birthday weekend. She worshiped this white man, this white zaddy. Then she lost her life in Africa. And it was her birthday weekend, celebrating her birthday with this white man in Africa, Tanzania. Let's get back to the content, though. A divested black woman. I've covered several stories like this. This how I be happening. This how I be happening.
believe anything a divestor says on social media, especially one that makes a white man her whole personality. The irony of this on social media. Now, reports are coming out from someone who claims to be close to her that she was found dead in her hotel room, and her fiancé Joe McCann is claiming she hung herself. Her loved ones say something isn't right. It does seem odd that a person would commit such an act on vacation after an engagement, but again, this is a divestor we are seeing. Don't believe anything a divestor says on social media, especially one that makes a white man her whole personality. The irony of this post. Hardwood floors, soft life, which really means now, a hard casket, dirt and maggots, which is what's in store in the lower room. Now that her death has been exposed, so has the scammer been exposed. Allegedly, he was still married. This is from 2021. They got married in 2018 but had a wedding in 2021, and on his Twitter page in 2024, he also says he is married. Don't forget, he gotta use the "my wife is black" excuse. His wife clearly makes more money than him. Just look at this recent IG post. It is said his wife works for Google and he only started his scam company 4 years ago. His daughter is 3 years old. She also states that he did business with Iggy Azalea, but Iggy had to come on the post and clear up the rumors. She said he was questionable and everyone stopped doing business with him in 2024. Now, why does this matter, you may ask? He was flaunting a fake lifestyle on Instagram with a prostitute while he lost quite a bit of money in crypto, according to this comment on Reddit. He leveraged a trade against ETH last year in 2025, causing him to liquidate his whole fund. It lines up when you search his name in Google. Just shows you how much his life was fake and how much she was grifting on social media. But you might be asking, what is the backstory on her? Well, she is a lifetime member of the Divest crew. Looking through her past tweets, a sex worker claiming that black men are embarrassing the black community. The irony, but let's go through her Twitter history. Back in 2013, she made it known she loved white boys. Now watch the wordplay with this one. She says, "You still only date white boys." Then she tried to lie and says no. But why would someone think she only dated white boys if this were not true? Actions speak louder than words. Then she says her white boyfriend is not lame. He is clearly a lame. Jump to 2016 and she confirms she has been dating white guys for as long as she can remember. And also note, no black men were involved in her life to where she was bullied or made fun of for her to chase white men. This is a personal choice she made. Let's not skip over a crucial part in this. Here she says her and her mom been fucking white men their whole lives, and her mom was the one that encouraged her to be with a white man like her.
Oh, so her mother influenced this bedwenchery. This bedwenchery was heavily influenced by her mother. Her mother was getting bust down by white men, so just like mother, got daughter. Unfortunately, a lot of daughters take on the curses from their mothers. This is another prime example. The mother was a bedwench and she became one, following the footsteps of her mother. Oh, my brother, bless the like button if you haven't already. The game is getting heavy. I want to see what brother Tariq Nasheed had to say about this divested black woman.
Here's her mom, so there is no confusion. Let's keep going.
Oh, that was the mama. Look at the mama. She got it from her mama. Got it from her mama. Got it from her mama. Now we see where this bedwenchery comes from.
Made. Let's not skip over a crucial part in this. Here she says her and her mom been fucking white men their whole lives, and her mom was the one that encouraged her to be with a white man like her. Here's her mom, so there is no confusion. Let's.
Oh, look at that's the mama. The mama was with a zaddy. There's a clear connection to this bedwenchery. She got it from her mom. Lord Jesus, help him.
Keep going. She is your typical divester, already doing drugs and threesomes. She is also bisexual. When you are.
Where's the ladies in the chat? See, this is why I get up. This is why I get so upset with our community, because women don't want to hold other women accountable, especially in our community. Now, if this was a black man who did something stupid, these black women would be all in the chat saying, I told you about these black men. They need to be doing better. Just imagine how many women would be in the chat supporting this show if I was doing a video about a black man who did something stupid. Now that we're talking about this divester, the women are nowhere to be found. Crazy.
She is your typical divester, already doing drugs and threesomes. She is also bisexual. When you are a divester, you gotta be down and ready to do the most disgusting stuff in order to maintain your place with white men. A week before she died, she did make this comment pointing out how Miami men, not white, so she's talking about black men, beat their women. The irony of this post, because according to friends and family, this is how she was killed. She was strangled by the white man, then he staged it to look like a self-deletion. This is still alleged, but they found strangulation marks on her neck and the white man did not report it until 2 days later. He also deleted all the pics from his Instagram and has made no mention of her on his Twitter. He is only tweeting about crypto and everything but the divester. Even though she didn't like black men, the simps tried to call other black men jealous, which is what makes this story so ironic, because you had simps defending her and then you had the regular black men trying to warn her about white men. It says just wait a few years, but it only took a few days and her picture will be added to the list. So in total, you had black women glazing her for being with a white man, you had the simps defending her for being with a white man by attacking.
You had simps and other divestors defending her behavior that ultimately led to her demise. Let's get the likes up. We got enough people watching. We need way more people to bless that like button. It ain't nothing. Make sure that you show some damn love to the channel. The truth is way more than you can handle. Sitting up there worshiping this white man like he's the best thing since Jesus Christ. Yeah. You got a nerve to think that we making this stuff up.
Few years, but it only took a few days and her picture will be added to the list. So in total, you had black women glazing her for being with a white man, you had the simps defending her for being with a white man by attacking other.
These are black women worshiping her for being with this white man, but you know what the simps gonna say? Those are tethers. You got black women in the comment section supporting this behavior, celebrating her for being with this white man, but the simps gonna say, man, those women are tethers. They ain't FBI. Man, shut your weak ass up, dude. When you think about this divestment movement, there's FBA women in it, there's Jamaican women in it, there's African women in it. Man, oh man, I'm telling you, well, yeah, you got black women who was praising her for being with that white man, but those women are tethers. Man, shut your weak ass up, man. I've been studying this game for too long. I know what I'm talking about. You got black women of all ethnicities from different countries who participate in this bedwenchery, the divestment movement. It ain't just tethers doing it.
The black men, and then you had regular black men telling her to watch out. I guess the divester saw the
trying to make it seem like it's only tether women that's doing it. Man, shut up. I covered all these stories up here. This black woman was in Texas. She was with this white man in Austin. He unalived her. He beat the woman. He strangled her. This happened in Austin, Texas. I covered the story 2-3 years ago. Then you got another picture up here on the screen on the left. I believe it was in Louisiana. Then you had another one in the Midwest. Then he had another one in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I've covered all these damn stories and many more. Want to take up for these slurs. You want to sit up there and take up for these 304s. What's wrong with you, simps? Press that like button. That's the least you can do.
Picture will be added to the simps tried to call other black men jealous, which makes the story so ironic because you her neck and the white man did not report it until 2 days later. He also deleted all the pics from his Instagram and has made no mention of her on his Twitter. He is only tweeting about crypto and everything but the divester. Even though she didn't like black men, the simps tried to call other black men jealous, which is what makes this story so ironic because you had simps defending her and then you had the regular black men trying to warn her about white men. It says just wait a few years, but it only took a few days and her picture will be added to the list. So in total, you had black women glazing her for being with a white man, you had the simps defending her for being with a white man by attacking other black men, and then you had regular black men telling her to watch out. I guess the divester saw the comments about safety as insults or a form of jealousy. Black men tried to help her and now she will never get the chance to play in a mixed race baby's hair. Now this video was not made to make fun of the deceased but to bring to light the violence and murder rate divestors face at the hands of white men. As for me personally, I really don't care about the divester. I am just here to point out the hypocrisy and debunk all the myths about black men that the divester and white men put out there. White men can solve her crime and pay for her funeral. Ask them for help. Links are in the description.
Tell that white man to take care of the funeral expenses. Since you worship the white man like he's the best thing since Jesus Christ, yeah, go over there and ask that white man to rescue. Tell the white community to raise the money, since those are the people that you worshiped in the damn first place. Man, I like Shed Sade. Shout out to the homegirl Shed Sade. You know, let's see what the homie Tariq Nasheed had to say. I would love to hear this from my man Tariq's perspective. Tariq is known to call out these bed wenches. All this treachery, all this bed wenchery. It's way out of hand. It's gone too damn far.
Cocoa Butterfly. Shout out to my mods. Where's Michael Ward? Where's my brother Wartalk? I don't see Wartalk.
Somebody saying, where's all the black women? I see this is hypocrisy. We should have more black women. A black woman got unalived by a white man that she was worshiping, yet we see no black women in the chat. That says a lot. That tells us something that we already know. There should be way more black women in the chat since a black woman was unalived by this white man that she was worshiping like Jesus Christ on planet Earth. Yeah. Where are all the black women at? Where's the black women's at?
But shout out to the family. More melanin, please. Shout out to you. All right. We're in the building. All right. We're going to talk about a lot of good stuff on the broadcast before I get.
I'm going to drop the link to this one, man. Hey, I need you guys to rock with me. Get us some cash apps, some super chats. I'm going to drop the link, and I want to hear what you brothers have to say. And black women, if you want to pull up, black women, you're welcome to pull up to hit the link to speak from your perspective as a black woman. But for some reason, we don't see any black woman in the chat, even though it was a black woman who was unalived by the white man that she was worshiping. She worshiped that white man like he was Jesus Christ and ended up losing her damn life. Let's see what Brother Tariq had to say about this nonsense.
Started. We're going to have an event at the museum probably next month. Want to put together an event show at the Intuit Theater in LA. Slammed it last night. Yeah, to see. Excuse me. So listen, family. This is what we got. Shout out to everybody in here. Retweet the space. Let everybody know we're live. Retweet the space, ladies and gentlemen. 69 boys did Tootsie Roll. You know, the 69
Tootsie Roll. You to get that Tootsie Roll.
I think.
Tariq just chopping it up, letting the little time fly. I think around the 10-minute mark, he's going to dive into the conversation. Let's get it.
So listen.
All right, let's go.
Now, there's a situation that's very unfortunate. There's a very unfortunate about this young lady, very beautiful sister. This black girl, man, she turned 31 and she was dating a zaddy. Now, we don't know what her background is. She might be FBA. Some people are saying she might be Caribbean. So AG Fahrenheit shouted me out. Shout out to AG.
I can see them saying now, you know what these divestors are saying? The only reason why she went with that white man because black man wasn't protecting her. The black man didn't love her, so she had to run to the white man for support. That's nonsense. That is BS. The only reason she divested is because black man ain't worth the damn. That's why she ran to the arms of a white man that she worshiped like Jesus Christ on damn planet Earth. Now all of a sudden it's black man's fault that she was a white male worshiper. You're always going to blame black men for the shortcomings of these women. Her mother was a bed wench. Her mother promoted bed wenchery to her, and she followed the footsteps of her mother. You cannot turn around and blame black men. She made a conscious decision to worship that damn white man.
Shout out to AG Fahrenheit. But listen. This girl, man, she's an influencer from Miami, Ashley Janae. And a lot of people on social media are talking about this story. Now, first of all, very unfortunate. I'll say that. Somebody says she's definitely Caribbean. I don't know. Some people are saying she is. I don't know. Some people are saying she's Jamaican. She might be. I don't know. Very unfortunate. She's a beautiful sister, but that zaddy worshiping. Let me read the story. Ladies and gentlemen. This happens a lot here. Well, let me show y'all. Let me pull it up. Right here. This is her beautiful sister. Her real name is Ashley Robinson. So Ashley Janae's family speak out after her suspicious death goes viral. All right. So 31-year-old
you remember when I did that show and the white man unalived that black woman in Bridgeport, Connecticut? You know what they say? The white man wasn't a suspect, even though the white man was the last person seen with that woman in a hotel after having sex with her. You know what they said? We don't think Brad had anything to do with it. They say, why you don't believe he had anything to do with it? He's such a great guy. He would never do anything like that. The white man wasn't even a suspect. They said he was such a great guy, so he could never be a suspect. He would never do something as horrible. That's exactly what the white folks said. They don't give a damn about a black woman being unalived by a white man. They said that the white man was a model citizen. He was such a great guy. He wasn't even a damn suspect. He was the last person seen with this woman. You talk about white male worship.
The influence found dead in a luxurious Tanzania resort under mysterious circumstances. Her family seeking answers. Ashley Robinson, better known online as Ashley Janae, was discovered unconscious in her room at the Zurich Zanzibar Hotel. She was taken to the nearest medical facility where she was declared deceased several hours after admission. An active investigation into Robinson's mysterious passing is already underway. Excuse me. Hold on. Excuse me. Ashley Robinson traveled to Zanzibar to celebrate her birthday on April 5th. During her trip, her fiancé, a white man named Joe McCann, surprised her with a marriage proposal during a safari. The event was described by Robinson's family as memorable. The couple stayed at the Zurich Zanzibar luxurious resort when Ashley fell ill. One minute she was celebrating love and life in true Ashley fashion, and the next she was gone. The suddenness, the unanswered questions, the distance from home has made this tragedy even more overwhelming for our family. All right, this lady here, Savannah Britt, she follows me on Twitter. She's out here. She's like, I find it alarming. An American woman died abroad days ago prior to my initial tweet. Nothing has been said from our State Department, Tanzanian government, or local media. Then the family wrote a statement. Her dad, and condolences to the dad. I know it's hard, losing your daughter like this.
Shout out to brother Tariq, man. I would love to hear things from Tariq Nasheed's perspective. What about Willie D, man? We're going to listen to Willie D. We're going to see what Willie D had to say after Tariq Nasheed. Will Willie D keep it real? Or will we say Willie D, nah, he going to tap dance for black women. He ain't going to never hold no black woman accountable. We need to hold all black folks accountable, not just black women. Will Willie D hold this woman accountable? We're going to hear Willie D's perspective right after Tariq's. Give me your thoughts in the comments about Willie D.
They said they're helping the Zanzibarian authorities. So they're so janky over there, but I digress. But asked everyone to consider all information. Ashley was deeply loved. She was vibrant, full of life, had so much ahead of her. The joint family statement concluded, our family is completely devastated. Okay. All right. Okay, so she was with her zaddy. There's a lot of conflicting reports. Some people are saying that it was initially said it was a suicide. I don't know.
He said, nah, man, Willie D is simp, man. Hey, man, I got love for Willie D, man, but I got homies who are simps. I got love for them. I grew up with a few of my homies. I got love for them because we grew up with each other, but they're simps. Is Willie D a simp? Now, I know you say, Red, man, Red, you keep pausing the video and talking, man. I just got to say something. I want to ask you this before I continue. Is Willie D a simp? Press 1. Or do you say, Willie D, nah, Willie D gonna hold black women accountable just like he gonna hold black men accountable? Is Willie D a simp? Does Willie D hold black women accountable? Give me your thoughts in the comments. Let's get back to brother Tariq Nasheed.
There's a lot of conflicting stories. So we don't know what happened. Let me just say that. We don't know what happened. But boy, she was zaddy worshiping. Boy, she was zaddy worshiping, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull up some tweets on her. Hold on. Let me show her and her zaddy. All right, this is the zaddy. All right.
Oh,
all right, that's her and zaddy. Well, my eyes looking a little, I ain't saying nothing, but So she has a lot of videos on her social media of her and zaddy.
Oh, man.
And he don't really have too much, from what I understand, too many images of her, too many videos of her. So she was doing a lot of stuff like this. See, that a lot of people are like, okay, she was like, hold on. These are some of her tweets. Every day, black men wake up and find new ways to embarrass us. She was one of them. I ain't saying this justifies anything, but same niggas bashing black women be the same niggas calling me a traitor for dating a white man. So there's a lot of that going on our social media. All right. Oh, it was a lot of that. Boy, she was saying a lot of little slick stuff. Let me pull up some more tweets. Excuse me. Here's another one. She commented, oh, brother, I see 305 in your bio. Let's talk about the Miami men, not white, beating their women still. Or is that too touchy? Go live your life while I live mine. But she was caping for zaddies. Hold on. We saw that one. I've been saying since the third grade, my children will be mixed. Boy, she had a zaddy fetish, unfortunately. Now, family, this is very ominous right here. This is very interesting. Somebody while she was posting images of her and Zaddy on her social media. Hold on. Man, just the
Look at her white zaddy. Look at her black woman sitting up there looking happy with her white zaddy. Bed wintry is at an all-time high. Please believe.
her and Zaddy on her social media. Hold on. Man, just the look in this dude's, not saying he did anything or he did.
Look, look at this white zaddy. Zaddy sitting up there looking like, ooh, yeah, you see me with this black woman. I paid for this. I got money. She worshiped me for the damn money that she think I got. I ain't got that much money, but she worshiped me because I'm a zaddy, and I don't mind spending money to finance her lifestyle. She said black men wasn't this. Black men are raggedy. Black men are sorry. To the point she went up there, they got a white zaddy. Make sure that you bless that like button. If you ain't blessed that like button yet, you're committing a damn crime if you ain't blessed the like button yet. Yeah.
But damn. Boy, the look in his eye. That's her going on luxury trips with Zaddy. Man. Now look at what somebody commented. This picture was taken and posted about 20 weeks ago. Look at what somebody posted on her comment. He gonna kill you. Unfortunately, he put laughing emojis, but
Somebody told her, look, this dude said, man, that zaddy is gonna unalive you. She said, you don't know what you talking about. You just jealous. See, listen, bless the like button. There was people warning her. You're going on a trip with this zaddy. He's going to unalive you. You know what they say? You black men are just jealous. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't even compare or even measure up to no white man. You black men are just jealous. And he told her, that white man is going to unalive you. You better take my word. I know what I'm talking about. And she said that this black man was jealous. He was broke. He was a bum. And he don't measure up to a white man. She didn't listen. Now she paid the ultimate price, unfortunately. Let's go. He said it right here. He gonna unalive you. And this was 20 weeks ago. He predicted what will happen. How could he predict what was gonna happen? Because we've seen it so many times before. All this white zaddy worshiping.
on luxury trips with Zaddy. Hold on. He didn't anything or he didn't, but damn. Boy, the look in his eye. That's her going on luxury trips with Zaddy. Man, now look at what somebody commented. This picture was taken and posted about 20 weeks ago. Look at what somebody posted on her comment. He gonna kill. Unfortunately, he put laughing emojis, but nah, damn. All right. That's not nothing to laugh at, but damn, somebody was warning her, like, damn. I guess they thought Zaddy had a certain look. Man. Yeah, he does have a kind of a look to him. He kind of has a look to him. Not saying that he did anything. Not saying he did anything, but listen, these women get on here with that zaddy fetish shit. Y'all get up here thinking you got you a zaddy and that you've made it and you're somehow safe from racism. Understand something. That illusion of proximity to whiteness. A lot of our people, man, a lot of people are under the delusion. They think getting a partner from the dominant society is going to be some kind of shield. They think this proximity to whiteness is going to give them a pass from global white supremacy. Listen, I keep telling people, dating or marrying somebody in the dominant society, that don't erase your blackness to them. You are still a target. Proximity to whiteness, that's an illusion. That will not save you. Y'all keep learning this the hard way. It will not save you. And understand, people, they weaponize white supremacy behind closed doors. When things get heated, these little interracial dynamics, you're not arguing with a partner. Do you feel me? Just like dealing with the police, I want y'all to understand. When we deal with the police, we're not dealing with a police officer. We're dealing with a military. That officer represents a military. That's why you're in danger. Because he has a military to back him up. He has a militarized system that will make him not liable for harming you. So you're dealing with the military. When you're dealing with somebody in an interracial relationship, you're a black person dealing with somebody in the dominant society, and you get to arguing with them. You're dealing with a system. See, your white partner knows exactly what they represent. They know they got a system to back them up, a system that is on code with them. So in a domestic dispute, they will weaponize their racial privilege. They know the authorities in the justice system is designed to protect them and criminalize you and give them a pass. So you put yourself right in the belly of the beast. Don't think these people don't know that with the white T men and the white women too. All the white women know this too. They know it. You do not be confused, family. And you better understand the difference between fetishization and love, because you're being fetishized. This is dehumanization. You're being fetishized. You're not being valued. So a lot of these guys, they treat black women, and white women do to black men too. They treat you like an exotic pet. They like the aesthetic. They want to experiment, but they have zero respect for black humanity. When you are reduced to a fetish, you're being dehumanized. Dehumanization is the first step to extreme violence. You understand that? You better understand that. Because you're fetishizing Zaddy. He's fetishizing your ass right back. So y'all got this weird fetish dynamic. You understand? And then when you get up here thinking that you're going to throw black men under the bus, that's not going to save you from Zaddy, because he looks at you as the black man as well. They look at you and black men as one and the same. You're interchangeable to these white people. You think throwing the brothers under the bus, you're getting some kind of pass. You are interchangeable. They look at you just the same. Yeah? A lot of domestic violence is intraracial. When you date out and you experience violence from somebody in the dominant society, that racial power imbalance means the system is stacked against you as far as getting justice. And this goes for men and women. Remember the Nigerian guy was messing with that white woman? They wouldn't arrest her for the longest. When
Tariq Nasheed said, I gotta throw the sisters a bone, man, because if I don't say something about what happened to black men, black women gonna feel like I'm picking on them. So Tariq had to add some balance to the conversation so black women don't feel picked on. When in reality, we already know how this usually goes. As the story unfolds.
she unalived him. Excuse me. See, you better understand something. You think you are in a black Cinderella story with these zaddies? You think that, okay, yeah, they're whisking you to the other side of the world? You better understand potential abusers. They love to isolate their victims. You run off to some foreign country and you get tucked away. So they hold all the social and financial leverage. You're out of bounds. You done cut yourself off from your own community, your own protection. And when things go left, you ain't got no backup. Just like right now, everybody's confused. They don't know what's going on over there. You done took that woman over there in this country. They ain't got no thorough forensics and all that over there. I done been to Zanzibar and Tanzania, dude. They ain't gonna get to the bottom of nothing. You ass out. Shout out to them, not to disparage, but yeah. it's backwards as far as
Hit the link, brothers, man. If you want to add to the conversation, hit the link. But you need to bring some of that fire content. I need somebody that knows what they're talking about that's going to bring that heat. So if you want to add to the conversation, the link is in the chat. Make sure that you guys bless the like button. We need more of you brothers to become contributors and supporters instead of just hate watchers. Let's get back to the content, though. You already know what to do.
technology and forensics and all of that, they ain't gonna get to the bottom of nothing. And if that dude, and I'm just saying hypothetical, not saying he is, if he slides somebody a couple of dollars over there to shut up, they gonna shut up. And he's supposed to be papered up.
Amen.
Man, all that dude has to do is throw a couple of bands to the people. They ain't getting to the bottom of nothing. They'll sit up and say, oops, it was a suicide, nigga.
The white man gave us money. He was a suicide, nigga. No. That suicide. The white man was good to me. The white man gave us money. He was a suicide, nigga.
Them not to disparage, but yeah, it's backwards as far as technology and forensics and all of that. They ain't gonna get to the bottom of nothing. And if that dude, and I'm just saying hypothetical, not saying he is, if he slides somebody a couple of dollars over there to shut up, they gonna shut up. And he's supposed to be papered up. Man, all that dude has to do is throw a couple of bands to the people. They ain't getting to the bottom of nothing. They'll sit up and say, oops, it was a suicide, nigga. He can go over there and pay them people off to say it was a suicide.
Oh, man.
They down bad over there, dude. Yeah? No disrespect. No disrespect.
Oh, man.
But listen.
I'm going to bring out the homie, John. It was a suicide, nigga. No, the white man is innocent. The white man is not guilty. He was suicide. You're going to protect that. As long as Zaddy got that money, they're going to offer protection. I'm telling you. Hey, bring up John Jay. What up, John Jay?
Hey, what's up, Red, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, my brother. What's going on, man?
No. First of all, shout out. It's been a minute since I dropped in, man. It's been crazy on my end, but man, I'm back with it. But what I find funny about this whole situation is it's really sad. But the only people that are bringing awareness to this tragedy or whatever they want to call it is black men. Where are the celebrity white men that black women love to celebrate, or with white men or with black women? Why they ain't saying nothing? Why does it have to be a Tariq or yourself or the grassroots have to bring awareness to this? I mean, because these white men that are with black women, they know if they kill them or do whatever, ain't nobody. She's not going to become Natalie Holloway. She's not going to become Lacey Peterson. These are white women that got unalive, and the national white media took it and made it a national story. And so they know that. So that man took over there to Africa to do that to her. And it's sad that the very men that she berated and said she wanted nothing to do with are the only ones going to bring awareness to her story. And you know, these divestors ain't saying nothing because they embarrassed. They ashamed. They looking real stupid out here. And the very celebrity white man that these divestors always praising, I ain't gonna say nothing. Gary Owens ain't gonna say nothing about this. As big as his platform could be, he ain't gonna say nothing. And so none of them gonna say. It's gonna be brothers like yourself and the grassroots who gonna really bring awareness to this. And but hey, y'all a lot better than me, and y'all are a lot forgiving than I am, because I'm like, hey, let the man that you celebrated go try to solve this crime and figure out who did it to you. Ain't no white man gonna come try to solve this. Man, I don't give a flip.
And look, John Jay, we know this woman went out there to celebrate her birthday, right? It was her birthday weekend, an engagement celebration. She gets unalived on her birthday weekend, and they say this woman, nah, she was too happy to be with her. Why was
exactly.
How we know it don't make sense. This woman was happy and celebrating the
Yeah.
fact that she had a white man. You think she gonna unalive herself and hang herself?
Exactly.
Come on,
She done
man.
hit swirl heaven to get a white man to propose to her. That's to these divestors, they don't get no better than that. And she, man, come on, that woman ain't hanging herself. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then it took that white man took him 2 days to contact anybody. He getting his story straight. He had to get his story straight in them
Yeah.
2 days. That she's already dead for 2 days, and he ain't saying nothing to nobody.
He's gonna say this, John Jay. I was emotionally
Yeah.
distraught. I didn't have any words. That's why it took 2 days. No, you was getting your story together. That's all it was. That white one. Listen, when a divester get a white man, that's heaven on earth
Yeah.
for her. This is everything that she asked. This is everything she asked God for. A divested black woman to get a white man is happy. She's celebrating. She's not gonna unalive herself. She's too happy for the. And it's her birthday weekend. Come on,
And
y'all.
this ain't what people. This is what people are not talking about. Now, the reason that probably old Brad did that to her because she probably got comfortable and thought she could talk to him like she talked to black men, and these white dudes ain't used to that, and they ain't used to no sass and no bunch of mouth from their women, and you know these dudes ain't taking that from us black men. They been talking to us greasy for however long. We know how to deal with it. These white boys ain't putting up with that. You mean to tell me I gotta take heat from my family because I'm dating you and you gonna give me lip and mouth? No. Okay.
And I'm taking care of you, and I'm your white Jesus on planet Earth, and you gonna talk
Yeah.
crazy? Oh no, the white man felt like he had to end that. He had to
Yeah,
end it.
exactly.
There's no way. This woman was too happy. It was her birthday celebration. She was engaged to the white man. She was way too happy to unalive herself. So we know that's not the case.
Exactly. And he probably found some bill she done ran up his credit card or something. And he like, you done spent this kind of money, then get into it. And I don't know, but to me, it just seems like this was too well planned. He like, hey, I can get rid of this girl over here in Africa, like Tariq was saying, pay these little Africans some money. And the US really ain't gonna get involved like that because it's a black chick. And that's just the way it is. And but hey, that's on them though. I mean, I feel bad for her family. I don't want nobody to get dead, but you put yourself in a position like this, thinking, you getting something better, and she probably didn't vet this dude at all.
Nah. Listen, all he did was say, hey, baby, I got the money. I can take care of you. She said, oh, I didn't hit the lick. I didn't find a rich white man to take care of me. She felt like she was living in heaven on planet Earth. She looked at that white man like the closest thing to
But
Jesus.
I mean, I'm hearing reports, Red, that this dude was a scammer. He wasn't really that. He ain't have it like that. She probably was paying for everything. And so she, it's these divestors, man, they get exposed all the time, man. It is what it is.
He was in the crypto. He was in the cryptocurrency, and they said he white. See, what people don't know is a lot of white men, they know how to get loans and stuff like that. So it's easy for them to pretend because their skin allows them to get in some of these places. So it's easy for him to create this image and this persona like he's a wealthy white man that's going to take care of this black woman who is just fed up with black men. Hey, John Jay, you know this. White men study these spaces. They say, okay, these black women are complaining about how much they hate black men. She said, black men are broke, they're dusty, they're lazy. So if I'm a white man, I'm gonna say, well, if I just get her hair done and take her on a trip and promote this and promote that, she'll believe that I'm her savior.
Exactly.
So all I'm gonna do is listen. I'm gonna listen to everything she said that she don't like about black men and do the complete opposite to reel this woman in. So to all you black women divestors, white men are preying on you. Remember the black woman in Bridgeport, Connecticut? She was with that white man. They found her body in a hotel, and they said the white man had nothing to do with it because he was just such a great guy.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They said the same thing about Ted Bundy too. He was the nicest man in the world. Meanwhile, he got about 50 bodies out there in Washington. So, but I wonder if this dude had an insurance policy on this chick. Yeah, what if he did that, man? It's so many ways for that to go left. But man, shout out to you, Red. I'm gonna give it to somebody else, brother, man. But man, keep doing your thing, brother. I'm always proud of you, my man.
Appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to you, John Jay. I appreciate you pulling up, bro. Hey, shout out to the homie John J, man. John J pulling up. But yeah, man, they look at these white men and say, well, he was such a great guy. He would never do something terrible like this. He was such a great guy, right? And that's the picture they painted of the white man. Listen, if you guys want to hit the link and you got something to add to the conversation, why don't you hit that link right now? And I'm going to give a shout out. Listen. When we get to the hour and 30-minute mark of the show, I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody who's blessed the Cash App, man.
You trying to have mixed kids, man? These folks don't give a damn if you have kids by them. They can still harbor deep-seated racism. Kid Rock.
Let's bring up the homie Scoop, man. Shout out to the homie Scoop. Scoop, you got it, my brother.
Can you hear me, Red?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah. Salute to the chat. Man, look. Okay, you know what? You know that black men disrespect, you know what I'm saying? That's got to go out the window. That really is. You know what I'm saying? Great that, you know, they want to sit up and say, you know, I go over here with the white guy gonna do this, the white guy gonna do that, the white guy gonna take care of me, the white guy got money. It's like, I want to ask that to the sisters. Is that all y'all care about? You care less about what the man gonna treat you like. Is that all you care about, is the bread? You know, is that what makes the man to you? So you can live your lifestyle and get your hair done, get your nails done, get your feet done. I'm like, is that what we is in the black community? Sisters, is that all we have come to? Your hair and nails, the only thing that matter, right? Whether you can go out and buy that bag, that's all that matter. Whether you can go out and spin bread and spin bread and spin bread. Because it's a whole lot of good brothers out here that y'all passing up on. The brother that's the plumber, he ain't good enough. The brother that drive the school bus not good enough. The city bus, he not good enough. Why? Because he ain't got the bag like you want. So this is what you'd rather trade it in for? Risking your life, being unalive like this, bro? Because I guarantee you, she had a plumber, she'd probably still be alive. Period. But you not worried about if the man care about you, if he gonna be there, if he gonna be there to raise his kids. And then on another tip, how about learning how to treat the man right? Do that matter? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no man. I mean, ask yourself, if you was in a man's shoes, would you want a woman that's combative? Would you want to come home after a hard day of work with your co-workers, hearing your boss on your head, dealing with freeway traffic, people cutting you off, just to get home to that woman that you just so happy to see to walk in the door and your mouth already going? And you already talking crazy. You already talking to him like he's just nobody. And you think he's going to put up with that. See, that's one of the biggest issues. It's your actions that get you your treatment. That's what it starts with. If you want to act a fool, don't get mad when he jump up off the couch and he ready to act a fool right with you. When he ready to say, I'm out of here, man. I'm cold. I'm messing with you. I'm done with you. Then all of a sudden, he a deadbeat. All of a sudden, he don't take care of his kids. So when he come to get his kids, why give him pushback? When he come around, why give him pushback? Why not have a smiling face that he come home to? But you say, well, I ain't his maid. Because I keep seeing this little trend on TikTok. Hey, you black men think somebody's their maid. I ain't your mama. You got mama issues. I ain't your mama. I ain't got to cook nothing for you. Why not? See, this is what I don't understand. If that man is bringing home the bread, I don't care if it's $35,000 a year or it's $150,000 a year. They both deserve the same respect? Why would you, as an old saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. If this man can only pay for you to get your pinky toe done, don't he deserve that same respect? You can't give that man that love and affection just for getting your pinky toe. How about saying it's the little things that matter? Shoot, if all you can do is put some beans and rice on the table and some hot water cornbread because that man, he don't make enough to afford big ass steaks, then why not show him the same respect that the man that can put the steaks on the table can?
Yeah.
You don't think you
Hey,
asking for a little too much? If that man ain't, hey baby, I just looked in, you a plumber. I just looked in the won't ask, baby. There's a plumbing position that just opened up. It's a new company around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Baby, look at it. I got it right here on the internet. Why don't you see, baby? Because they paying twice what you paying. That's the help a man want to hear. You on my team. We doing this together. You know, what happened to that? Teamwork make the dream work. I mean, y'all sitting up here, let Cynthia G and all these other divesting women tell y'all that a bus driver ain't good enough. How the hell a bus driver ain't good enough? The bill company don't care where you work at. That money just the same as somebody that run a Fortune 500 company. Because really, to tell the truth, Red, I don't want no woman that just see me for what she can get out of me.
Right.
Period.
That's prostitution. That's prostitution.
Yeah, I'm not giving my loyalty to a woman that just see me as a walking dollar sign and how I can provide for her.
And how you can make her life better, but she ain't doing a damn thing to make yours better.
Facts. I'm not going to. Hell no. I need you when I'm down there in the gutter. I want you down there in the gutter with me. Period. I don't care what lifestyle you came from or what your mama and daddy had. I want you down there with me. When I'm down there on my knees, you down there on my knees, look at me in the face talking about, baby, I'm going to help you up out of this. We getting out of this. What happened to that moving on up like the Jeffersons? I guess we don't do that no more. You want the finished product. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you a little story. I had this broad I was messing with way back in the 80s, right? I had a job opportunity way in Arizona, in Phoenix. I was going to move out there to Phoenix, right? I told her, yeah, let's go out here to Phoenix, look at the house. That's when Arizona was really starting to boom. They started to build houses. She told me, well, you go out there, get everything together, and then call me when you got everything straight. Man, I must have fell out when I looked at this heifer. Do what now? Well, this is what I told her. Well, if I go out there and do all that, then what the hell I need you for?
Right.
So I'm going to call you back once I got the house, I done started the job, I done got the money stacked, and then call you to come help me celebrate and spend it all? You a leech by that time. Hell no, I broke up with her. I'm cool on you. She said, you still going to Arizona? I said, hell no, I'm going to stay right here in Los Angeles, California, because I can do it right here, okay, by myself. But if I went to Arizona, I thought you was coming to help build this empire. No, you want an already pre-made empire. So your sisters got to understand, when you get a already pre-made empire, you're going to have to submit. You're going to have to submit to that man because he already built his empire. He already got everything together. You ain't nothing but basically a guest at that time. Because he just showed you, I don't need you to get it. I'm already getting it. So anything that he's given to you is going to have to get earned, because he don't have to give you a damn thing. He don't have to do anything for you. But it seemed like y'all would go to town more for a man like that got a big bag than a man that you see trying to come up to get to that point. Wouldn't you rather build it with that man than already come into it when it's already built? How come that man don't get no respect? Because there's a lot of brothers out here that go to work every day. You buying into the white man propaganda that brothers don't work, that brothers don't got jobs. Man, put the thumbs up in the chat. How many brothers out here trying to get it right now? How many of y'all brothers out here getting it right now? Put that thumbs up. Tell me how many brothers. I'm going to prove to y'all sisters that we do work. We do get ours. We do get out here and get in the trenches. We do it every day. We out here dealing with bosses, dealing with traffic, dealing with people, dealing with bill companies, trying to get ours. But you telling me we can't get no respect because some little white guy come along and you telling other sisters that it's better with the white man. He gonna take care of you, girl. These old dusty broke, and I'm tired of hearing dusty and broke. How are men broke if we got our own place? How are men broke if we got our own cars? Because gas ain't cheap. That money coming from somewhere. He getting money somehow. But you think because every nigga can't buy you a Birkin bag or a Louis bag or a whole send you on a vacation to Mexico and pay for everything, he all of a sudden now is broke. You want someone to cater to you. You want somebody to give you everything where you don't have to contribute at all. But then you say, girl, I got my own job. I'm independent. I got my own job. I got my own money. I don't need these men. Well, this is the type of stuff that happens because most of y'all don't think with common sense. You think with emotions instead of thinking with logic. A man, listen here, sisters. Let me tell y'all something. A man don't give a damn about your bread. He's still not going to relinquish who he is. A man is still the leader. Whether you make 100,000 and he make 50, he's still the leader. He's still supposed to take charge. You can't respect that. You have got feminism has got y'all so much in the mindset of it matters. The money tells you what kind of leadership you got. A man could make $200,000 a year. Don't make him a leader, and it don't make him a man.
A lot of simps make good money. A lot of rainbow community members who are black men make good money, but they don't have a masculine bone in their body. They just make money.
Red, that's big facts. Big facts. Y'all got the game messed up. No wonder divorce is so high in the black community and marriage rates is so low. But I'm like Red with that. Y'all, I don't need no man. I ain't out here trying to. Why y'all always think a woman got to be married? A woman ain't got to be married. So, but then y'all turn around and call yourself Christian and believe in God? You can't because that goes against the teachings. Period. But you out here baby mama and up. You ain't got no problem with that though, right? Because most of the women that say that, you got babies. And like Red say, you mad because you don't qualify for the men you want.
That's what it is.
That's the problem.
So they'll say all black men are broke, and when they can't get the black man they want, they'll say all black men are broke to save face for why they don't qualify for the man they want. That's all it is. I peeped game a long time ago.
Shit, you and me both. That's what I'm saying. That's why I told old girl, man, if I go to Arizona and get it together, I don't need you. I'll be fine by myself. But see, that's what y'all looking for. You looking for an already made up life. It don't exist. That's why you fail. There is no already made up. Men don't come in a vending machine where you can stick a couple of quarters in and get the man you want. That's not how it works. Anything you want out of man, you're going to have to earn that. That don't mean that man is broke and dusty. It's a lot of men got money. You just don't know about it. Because why should he come out and say, oh, I got bread?
And he ain't going to spit it on you because your attitude is bad. You know how many women I dated who would say he didn't do this. He said he was going to do this for me. He said he was going to do that. He didn't stay true to his word. He didn't do it. No, I didn't do it because you got an attitude with me for 2 weeks straight. Yeah, I told you I was going to do this, but why would I reward you for bad behavior? But bitch, you've been having a bad attitude for the last 2 weeks talking back. I ain't doing a damn thing for you at that point. You don't get to talk crazy to me and think you're going to still get financial benefits. It don't work like that.
Facts, Red. Hey, back in the day when I was dating Red, I used to show up in buckets to women. I ain't taking my nice ride out because I really want to see what you about. When she asking me all these questions about how much money I make, I tell her I'm broke. That's the first thing I tell her. I'm broke. I ain't got no money. I'm struggling right now. You know, I don't tell her I'm living at home I'm living at my grandmother's house right now. You know, I'm in between jobs right now. I'm struggling because I want to see what you really own. I want to see if it's me you really hollering at or you in my pockets. Because if my pockets is deciding it, I'm going to treat you as such. If I see you really into me and I'm who you care about and you really down with me no matter whether I'm broke or rich, then we might have something going. But I ain't going to disclose my business of what I make. And that's where niggas go wrong, Red. They lead with their wallet. That's how you get simps. You trying to buy the broad.
Yeah, you're trying to buy the bra. And I said this a long time ago. Never lead with your wallet, lead with logic. I'm gonna say this to you simpletons who are too slow. Never lead with your wallet, always lead with logic and common sense. That'll take you a long way. When you lead with your wallet, you become a trick, you become a simp. You are basically paying for the woman, paying for her time, paying for her sex, paying for her attention. That's what you're doing when you lead with your wallet. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Scoop.
for sure. For sure, Red. I'm driving trucks. I fresh out of school, Red. Just got my license. Just got my license. Starting off, I'm making $80,000 a year. You think I
Oh, that's
told
good. That's
think I
good.
told any woman that? I
Yeah,
kept that quiet on the hush.
that's right.
What you do for a living? I said, I'm in the commerce, you know what I mean, dealing with the packages and stuff like that. So she assumed that I worked in a mail room or some mess, or like at FedEx or something. I let her keep thinking that. I don't need to let her know what I
Mm-hmm.
make, because I need to know what type of time you on first. Brothers, don't never leave your
Right.
wallet. Don't never tell them anything about your finances, so you can see who they really are. Women, that's where you make a mistake at.
And people hate pimps. And this was Scoop. I'm not saying that men should be pimps, but you can learn something from pimps. When women get with pimps, they prove what they can do for him. They prove themselves to him. He ain't got to spend all his money that I got to do this to be with you. She likes his mentality. She loves his personality. She falls in love with that. So she goes out there to the streets every day to bring money back to her daddy to make him happy. Pimps make women prove themselves to him. Guess what? If men are the leaders, that means that women should be proving themselves to you. And when she proved that she's worthy, then you can take care of her, because she's made countless sacrifices to prove that she's in your corner. Then you can take care of her and buy her things, because she's proven herself through what? Actions.
Exactly, Red. That's where the breakdown comes, because they don't think they got to prove themselves to you. They think you have to prove that you're worthy of them. And
Exactly.
that's not the way it's set up. That's not the way the Bible. That's what happens, because they get out their own lane. They end up becoming single mothers or by themselves. What Kevin Samuels used to say: buy a dog and die alone. Is that what y'all want? Then you wonder why it's a disconnect in the community. All of a sudden now it's black men's fault, right? Black men, there's a lot of black men out there that would love to date y'all, but y'all need to get your act together. It's a lot of men out here that got their act together. You don't want to give credit to that. You don't want to see that, because you put us all that we all the same. We don't know how to get our bread. We live in somehow. How you think we not getting our bread? One thing, an average man is not going to tell you what's in his pockets. He could have 5 racks in his pockets. Most men ain't finna tell you. He gonna see what you
He gonna
talking
tell you.
about. He gonna tell you he broke. Oh, I'm struggling. I ain't got no money. So now when you see that, and then you start acting up, he see what you was really about. It was about the bread. It was never about him. You looking for someone to take care of you. And women will say, well, ain't that what it's about? I'm trying to know that's not what it's about. It's not about a man taking care of you. It's about coming up together. You getting in his corner, showing him you got his back. I believe in you. I see what you're trying to do here. Well, you need some help? Is that what you need? You need me on your team? I'm on your team. I'm here for you. But y'all don't want to say that, because apparently you just here for yourself. You want to be selfish. And then you want to get the man for whatever you can get. And then the next man come through with a bigger bag, you own to him. So you want this man to be a sucker. Take care of you, give you everything when you ain't even going to stay. I'm the one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not taking care of no woman that's not my wife. Period.
That's a fact. Hey, Scoop, I like that you said that. You men need to stop giving these women the wife treatment, and they ain't did a damn thing to prove that they even deserve that treatment in the first place. You men are weak. These women make you prove yourself to them, and they ain't got to prove a damn thing to you. You want the vagina so bad, you want the box, you pay for it, and you prove yourself to the woman instead of the other way around.
Facts, Red. Facts. That's why I say I've never been like that. My uncles, shit, my uncles was pimps, players, and Max. I got the game from them. You know what I'm saying? And my uncle was from Frisco, straight cold pimp. And I used to be up under him constantly until he turned Muslim. You know, I mean, I was up under him too, but the game, whoo, my uncle was a cold game splitter. Cold, red, cold. Him and my daddy had pictures, boy, in their little suits. And I'm like, damn, y'all was some cold brothers back in the day. You know, but they always told me that never leave with your wallet. Never tell a woman what you got. Make her prove herself of who she is. That's why I've been married for 30 years. Because I took that game with me. I don't play that mess. You're not coming to get my bag. That's not happening. Now, if you women want to go out here and get your bag in this day and age, that's fine. I got no problem with that. But that doesn't give you leadership qualities because you making bread. The man is the leader who leads the family. I don't give a damn if I'm making $10 a day. I'm still leading my family, not you. You gonna fall behind me, not me fall behind you. I'm still the captain of the ship, and ain't gonna be no mutinies, not on my watch. Period.
And you know the problem is this, Scoop. This is how you know a lot of these women who claim to be Christians don't really truly believe in God. They want to rewrite it for their own benefit. Listen, there's no such thing as a woman leader. When you go to these black churches and you see female pastors, clearly that goes against the word of God. Now, these women will say, well, I know plenty of they have this money. There's drug dealers with money, but they did the wrong thing to get the money. You will condemn and criticize a drug dealer. You can't show me one scripture in the Bible that promotes female leadership, woman over man. You can't show me no scripture like that in the Bible. So why do these black people, and I'm gonna ask you this, School, and I know you're gonna be able to break this down to a science. If you truly believe in the word of God and you call yourself a Christian, there's no way that you're going to support female leadership if you truly believe in the word of God. And we got too many FBA content creators, black men, that never call that out. They don't talk about the amount of abortions that black women have had over the last 50 years. They've aborted over 20 million babies in the last 50 years. It could be more than that. I'm just giving you a small number. Then these same women who claim that they believe in God believe in female leadership, which shows me you don't believe in God at all. That is a feminist mindset. There's no scripture in the Bible that promotes female leadership over men.
That's a fact, Red. That's a big fact. You can't. That's not a woman's place. That's not the way it was designed. It wasn't designed for women to lead a man. It was designed for the man because the man is the strongest. So the strongest is the leader, which is the man. It doesn't matter. They say, well, women are mentally, they outthink men and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but women don't think with logic. The average woman thinks with her feelings. That's why you have the man to be the leader, because he thinks logically. If we didn't have logically thinking man, we wouldn't even have a society. There would be no skyscrapers. There would be no homes being built. There would be no communities, because that's not in a woman's nature to do that type of thing. That's why a woman is so out of place when she steps out of her lane to go do that. And let me make this clear, women. We're talking about men leaders. I didn't say boys. I didn't say Pookie. I didn't say Ray Ray. I didn't say the niggas standing out on the block, the ones you found at the liquor store with the crooked teeth and you want to try to fix him. Talking about, girl, I just fix his mouth. He'll be fine. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about men. I'm talking about men that you have vetted. You know, the one you took home to your daddy, your uncles, your brothers, so somebody can check the dude out and see if he really who he say he is. Instead of them saying, oh man, that ain't nothing but Pookie. I know you ain't talking to Pookie. Pookie from around the corner. You know, Pookie stay down there in 49th place. That's Pookie? You messing with Pookie? Pookie got 6 baby mamas. No, not Pookie. I'm talking about men. So let's not get it twisted. Men. Do you know what a man is? No, most likely you don't. That's why he gets vetted, because you can't choose a man. And I know it's going to hurt a lot of y'all feelings. You women have no idea what a man even is. That's how you wind up a baby mama, because you didn't pick a man. You picked a Pookie. You picked somebody that was around the corner. You picked him because he got a body or he gave you good sex. That's why you picked him. I mean, let's be honest. You didn't pick him because he was a man, because a man is going to handle his candle. So don't come back talking about all these men are like this. You're going against, like Red said, you're going against the word of God all day. If you vet these men instead of sleeping with these men first, you wouldn't be a baby mama. Y'all can't prove me wrong on none of that. You may say, well, what about the women that got married? Once again, you did not pick a man. You got with that man for one of the following reasons, because you had sex with him and popped up pregnant, or you had sex with him and you liked the sex, or you thought, well, great, we have good sex. That's a man I need to be with. How did you go through the vetting process? Most likely you didn't. Your mama didn't know who he was until you guys had already had sex. Your daddy didn't know who he was until you already had sex. That's not the vetting process. That's not how it goes. Learn to pick a man. What are the qualifications besides what you guys always scream out? His bread. Because if you're picking a man based on his bread, you don't know how to pick men. Then you got to ask yourself one question. Who taught you the vetting process? Another woman? You can't get the vetting process from a woman that don't know as much as you do. That's another woman. She's going to think like a woman, act like a woman, and her vetting process is that of a woman. You need a man somewhere around. You need your brothers, your daddy, some men that can come in and tell you, oh, yeah, that's Pookie. Oh, I don't like that dude. That dude is not for you. You need to stay away from it. And I know it's been too many cases when a man tell you to stay away from a certain guy, just like this situation that's on the screen, you don't listen. You still go get with the Negro anyway. And then wonder why you wind up somebody's baby mama. Because there's no way there's not red flags. There's always red flags. You just choose to ignore him because you want him so bad. While everybody else is around you shaking their head like, nah, that's not the one. He's not the one. You will make excuses. You will break barriers. You will run decathlons to get to that dude. And then when it don't work out right, you know, that's how all these black men is. They all the same, girl. You can't trust none of them. They all lying and cheating. This woman, like her, you get that mindset of, well, I'm going to go over here and get me a white guy. As if white guys ain't going to do you worse. Losing your life.
Yeah.
They still a man, right? You going over here begging and pleading and running to them like, I'm through with the black community. I'm through with this black community. Here I is. Take advantage of me.
Hey, Scoop. Hey, Scoop. Hey, shout out to him, man. He said, hyenas hate the truth. You're right about that. Hyenas hate the truth. Any woman who believes in female leadership is a hyena. I don't care how nice she pretends to be. She's a chameleon. If she supports female pastors, she's a hyena, 100%. And let me ask you this. What do you think about brothers in the FBA community that never talk about the 20 plus million abortions that black women had? And we're going to take it a step further. How come none of these brothers in the FBA community who make FBA content never talk about feminism? They talk about white supremacy and tethers all day, but they never talk about the 20 plus million babies that black women aborted, and they never hold black women accountable for being feminists. They never hold black women accountable for believing in female leadership. And these are black men in the FBA community who claim that they speak for black people. What's your thoughts on that?
You know why, Red? They don't want to lose their followers. They don't want to lose. See, okay, let me break it down to y'all. Black men, you guys, okay, let me take it back a step further. When you're raised by a single mother, that's the authority you seem to fall up under. A woman's leadership. And when a woman speaks, you better not talk back. You better not have an opinion, and you better not go up against her, because it's going to be hell to pay. How many dudes say, well, man, I ain't going to say nothing to her because I don't want to hear her mouth because I know all she's going to do is argue. Stop cowering down to these women. You are a man. Grow a pair and act like you're one. Take that leadership role. It don't matter what she wants to argue or say about. If she's argumentative, she's combative, she don't want to act, she don't want to do as you asking her to, then tell her to kick rocks. That's the problem, and that's what these content creators have a problem with. Half of their damn content is based on talking bad about the black man, and that's why those women are over there subscribed to their channel. So their subscribership is based on women who think like that. So if they say anything bad, they're worried about losing their platform. They're worried about being, thrown under the bus and talk too crazy and having all these comments going against them. That means no more donations, no more super chats, no more none of that. Because they feel that black women have the power to shut them down. That's why you don't cater to them in the first place. If they don't like the truth, then oh well. See, what needs to happen to black women, they need to be backed into a corner to where they got no choice but to come out acting right. When you giving them all these choices, well, I ain't got to listen to Red Supreme. I go here to Taffy 2 times and listen to him because he gonna tell me what I want to hear. He gonna tell me it's the black man's fault. He gonna tell me, oh, I'm a good black sister. That's what he gonna tell me. And these black men need to fall in line. He gonna do the Dr. Umar. See, they got too many choices, Red. Nobody's backing them into a corner. If the black men start getting on code and we start putting belt to behind when it comes to them, no, we ain't tolerating that. We ain't tolerating that. We ain't tolerating that. And we ain't tolerating that. What happened to that?
Right. And
what happened to the brother standing on business talking about, no, you're not going to act that way with me. No, if you don't take your butt back in that house and put on some clothes, you ain't walking around with me half your behind hanging out. Nope, you not. What happened to that?
Right.
What happened to us putting our foot down, Red, and saying, no, we not accepting that. I don't care if that's the norm with y'all, and y'all think that that's the way we go. No, if you're going to become my wife, you're going to act like you got some sense. I'm going to be the leader of the household, and you're going to follow my commands, whether you want it or not. Now, you might not agree with certain things, but you'll support. You here to support me. You're going to support me. And that way, when you need things, I'm there for you. When you need that backup, I'm there for you. But you're going to support me and you're going to run behind me because I'm going to build this empire. I'm quarterbacking this thing. I'm quarterbacking it, not you. You know what I'm saying? You still sitting on the bench. Yeah. Your time it ain't time for you to come in the game yet. But I'm going to quarterback this thing and you going to be on the sideline clapping for me talking about go, baby, go.
Yeah, and you know what, Scoop, and that's the problem. A lot of women who used to watch my platform, they say, "Well, I don't have to listen to Red Supreme. They'll flock to an FBA channel that don't hold women accountable for anything, and they'll just talk about tethers, immigrants, and white supremacists all day, but they won't hold black women accountable for anything. So if they come to my channel and hear the truth, well, I just flock to such and such channel. He don't talk bad about black women. No, he's not telling you the damn truth." Now, this is the thing. Women know there's always somebody to run to. This is how these women end up with these different baby daddies, because when it don't work out with this one, they run to the next one. But it's only a matter of time before that relationship fails as well, because when he deals with you long enough, he's going to see the same thing that the first baby daddy seen, that the first baby daddy seen. So there's always somewhere to run to. If black men was on code, like if I held black women accountable, but at the same time, I got love for FBA people in general. If every black man stood on business, there will be nowhere for them to run to. Why? Because every black man platform they go to, he's going to tell them the truth. You're going to run into the truth over there. You're going to run to the truth over here. You're going to run to the truth over. So there's nowhere to run to. So it's going to force them to submit to the game plan. But when you got weak ass black men who don't stand on business, who won't hold these women accountable for anything, the moment they run into a black man that holds them accountable, they'll follow a black man who don't hold them accountable. That's the problem.
Facts, Red, facts. And that's what you said right there. That's the problem. They don't want to be held accountable. Ask yourself, brothers in the chat, ask yourself how many times you've been somewhere and something happened and break out and the black woman is screaming and yelling at another man while the black man standing right there ain't saying nothing. She done took over the whole conversation. Screaming, yelling, my man ain't gonna with this and that, brother. Drag you all into it. She ain't nothing but mouth. The man trying to pull her away and tell her to calm down, and she's snatching her arm away, blah, blah. See, I can't have that. I can't have that. No, I'm gonna handle it. You don't ever handle what goes on between me and another man. You there to back me up. You have your cell phone out, record it, whatever you need to do. Call 911 on his, whatever you need to do. But I address that man, not you. You don't get in another man's face pointing your finger talking about F him and your F nigga this and F nigga. No, hell no. You don't do that. That's not your place. But it's a lot of women that's out of line for that, and a lot of men, like you say, he's weak. You got some weak black men that sit there and they cool with that. Some think it's cute. Some think that, I like her. You know what I'm saying? She's fiery. You know what I'm saying? She don't take no mess. What makes you think that one day she not going to be in your face doing the exact same thing? Because that's what you allow. Period. You know what I'm saying? Where's the standards? You know what I'm saying? See, then when she get in your head, get in your face like that, you going to be ready to take action. You going to want to knock her head off. When you tell her to be quiet, she can't, no, I ain't got to shut up. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. Who is you? When she call you all kind of B
Yeah.
words, you ain't nothing but a B N word. Then what? What's your
And
recourse? Man, now this your baby mama, or you live with her, or your wife, or whatever, and you tolerated this mess for so long, and then one day you tell yourself, man, I can't do this. I can't. I work every day. This is what I come home to. She getting worse and worse. Ain't no dinner on the table. Kids hair ain't cold. She's sitting up here on the computer or social media all day while I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? And this is what she wants. And then say she got one with a job. You come home and she looking at you funny, crazy. Like, I worked all day. I ain't making nothing for you. You know, I'm tired. You know, but then getting dressed to go to the club with her friends. This is the type of life you want. No, at some point in time, and I know you ladies ain't gonna like the verbiage, but this is what it is. At some point in time, you gotta check her and get her in line. She gonna have to be in line with your program, or else that's not the
yeah.
woman for you. She gonna cause you nothing but problems. But fellas, this is something that's got to be done from the beginning. Not once you done had sexual relations with her, not once you done had 4 kids with her, not once you done got married to her. This is part of the vetting process. You need to get that stuff straight so you know who you deal with, because it's just like what y'all do. Y'all check brothers. Oh, who is he? Who is he? What he doing over here? You know what I'm saying? You want to run and check him. Hey, homie, who is you? Who you know over here? You know, you want to stop his car. Who you know over here? Oh man, my cousin still. Who your cousin? Who your peoples? What you doing over here? You know where you at, right? But you won't do that to a female? You won't do that to her. Somebody you gonna be laid up with your eyes closed. You don't know what that woman gonna do to you when you close your eyes and lay down. You don't know what type of mental capacities. So you need to check them and find out who she is, what she's about, and if she gonna fall in line with your program way before you decide to crawl in the sheets with her. Now, if you ain't got no plans further than that, then you gotta make sure somebody's on something and you got something strapped up and you just gonna lay up with her. Don't make that a lifetime thing because you decide to take her home from the club and now all of a sudden you the baby daddy. All of a sudden you got a child with her and you realize, oh man, what did I get her pregnant for? That's too late. It's too late by that time. Vetting process. Come on, fellas. Where's our pride? We can't be so thirsty that every single box we see, we got to hit it. Period. We got to have some type of self-control, because if we don't have no self-control, neither do they. They start thinking that's what we about. That's all we care about. That's why women seem to think to value the box so much that the box now becomes the problem solver for her mouth, her actions, and anything else she do. She'll just hand you some box, problem solve in her eyes. That's the way they look at it. You cannot allow them to look at it that way. You like, nope, I got morals and values, and you need to stand on that. If you can't stand on that, we got an issue.
Hey, Scoop, man, you 100% correct. Because guess what? See, look at Instagram. When men trick on women, right? They're not tricking on her because she's a good woman or that she brings any value to his life. You're tricking on her because you want sexual access. And when you do that, you're placing a box on a pedestal. So you're telling women their attitude don't matter, their personality don't matter, bad character don't matter. As long as she's appealing to you sexually, she could get away with anything because you want the box so bad that you're willing to overlook all of that. Look at all these terrible women who got OnlyFans accounts, who are Instagram models. They are terrible women. They're not good people at all. But men trick on them and simp for them because they want to have sex with them. Why? Because men have placed the box on the pedestal, and these women they know that, so they take full advantage of the fact that you want the box. They don't work on their character, they don't work on their personality because they don't have to, because you prioritize the box over all of that. And women they've taken full advantage of that. Can we get mad at them? No, we have to blame these weak ass men.
Exactly. This simping red has just been out of hand. When I can look on Instagram and see overweight women and all these men all in the comments talking about they beautiful, they look like they got a paper towel wrapped around their breasts and a sheet wrapped around their bottom part. And these men in there, oh, baby, you look good. I want to get with you. You got a man. I'm like, man, has it really come to that? Like, tell that girl to get in the gym. That's the best advice you can get before she gets some diabetes and collapse. Before she has neuropathy.
Yeah.
Before her big ass can't move around, but that's what you think is wife material? She on there. I done seen women on there, big old women eating sandwiches. And dudes all in the comments, baby, oh, where you at? Let me come to you. Can I be your man? I'm like, really? Is that thirsty? No, we that gotta stop. That gotta stop, because that
It's
don't make
our fault,
families and
man.
that don't make wives. Because guess what? The black community is weak because we don't have families anymore. We don't have families. We have baby mamas and baby daddies, and they separated. Baby daddy over here, baby mama over here. They can't stand each other, fighting all the time. That's not strength. We so divided when it comes to that. So the thirstiness has to stop. Period. Have some morals about yourself. Hold your head high, brothers. If we consider ourselves kings, like this man, King Supreme, my homeboy, then we gotta act like kings. Kings don't just mess with peasants, man. Royalty stick to royalty. And your woman, your queen, supposed to be royalty, man. Not just something that crawled out of dumpster behind Food for Less, or behind Kroger, or behind ABC Market. No, man, you supposed to be selective with what you mess with. Nah, bro, I'm cool on her. That woman like 350 pounds. Man, she gonna give it up, man. I'm cool. I'll pass. Hey, you want to do that? That's on you. We got to be selective if we gonna act like kings, if we gonna hold the so-called queens accountable. They should have nowhere to run but to get in line with what we talking about. They shouldn't be listening to athletes. They shouldn't be listening to singers, rappers, politicians. They should be listening to us. So if we call ourselves kings, we got to get them in line to listen to us. And we won't take no back talk. We not taking no mutinies. We not taking none of that, fellas. If she want us, you got to make her earn it. Make her show you that she's worthy of you. Because remember, this going to be the woman that's going to marry you, have your kids, take care of the house, all that. You're going to be putting a whole lot of trust in her. Now, why would you want to put trust in someone that hasn't shown you that they deserve your trust? Remember, you going to work every day. She at home. You got to be able to trust her then. You know what I'm saying? If you call and say, man, I forgot to pay the light bill, you got to trust her to go to the bank and get your bread out, or the money in the bank to go pay the light bill. If it's her bread, you got to trust her to do that. Instead of come home, she's still on the phone. The lights is off. I didn't feel like going down there paying it. I guess you gonna have to go do it. Girl, it's after 5. The place is closed. I don't know what to tell you. Go pay it online. I guess that's what you're gonna come home to. Then you're gonna start complaining. It's too late for complaining because you put yourself in that position. She showed you who she was from the beginning. You ignored it because you wanted the box. The box ain't that great. It's just a piece of skin with some bush around it. It's not that serious, bro. It's not. It's box all over the world.
Hey, they pedestalize the box, and that's the problem. But you know what simps in our community gonna say, and a lot of these black females, this is gender war content. This is separating black men from black women. No, we telling the damn truth to fix the damn problem. You can go listen to them simps who only talk about tethers and white supremacists. Listen, homie. Dating is a major issue in our community. How in the hell, how can we have nuclear families if we want to address what's really going on between black men and black women? If I make content just talking about tethers, immigrants, and white supremacists all day, that's cool, because at some point that has to be addressed. But if we're not going to talk about the 20+ million babies that black women aborted, if we're not going to talk about all these black women who have submitted to feminism, then what are we really doing? Let's say you get black people together on one accord when it comes to FBA, but you don't never talk about the woman's role versus the man role, and these women seem to be confused about that. Well, you're doomed anyway, because even if you get them together on some FBA stuff, if the women don't realize and recognize their positions, you're going to get the same results. Listen, the majority of FBA people are not married, and the majority of FBA people who do get married, those marriages end in what? Divorce. Why do they end in divorce? Feminism has played a major role in that, separating the black man from the black woman. So if you are a black man and you claim to be an FBA content creator, but you never address the issues between black men and black women in the dating game, you're too afraid to hold black women accountable. You a beta male simp. And I don't want to hear nothing about no white supremacy all day if you're too afraid to address the problem with our women. I don't want to hear that all day. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Our people, if you black, then your people come first. That's the first address. Before you address anything, we address ourselves. That's the way it should always be, because we can't solve issues if we out of line and we off code. We got to be ready to address us, and damn whose feelings it is. Damn whose feelings you hurt. You gonna hurt some feelings. Just be aware of that. You gonna hurt some feelings when you start telling the truth. You gonna hurt some feelings when you keep it a buck. You gonna hurt some feelings when you start pointing out flaws and things that need to change. You gonna hurt some feelings, but you can't worry about that because the overall mission and the results that we looking for should be the main goal, not somebody hurt feelings. That's why I said a lot of these women, they think with feelings, they don't, and emotions. Logic doesn't even come in the picture. When you have to tell them, hey, what you saying, does that even make any sense? Cynthia G, you telling women to abort these black babies, does that really make any sense? You're not helping the black community, you're hurting the black community. You're down there getting abortions for reckless sex because you can't keep your man, they make too many contraceptives and too many other ways to not get pregnant, but you winding up pregnant. You down there, Red, I done met women that had 3 and 4 abortions. And I'm like, wait a minute. Somewhere you not thinking with some logic. Because either you need to start keeping your legs closed or you need to be down there at that same clinic getting some type of contraception to keep you from getting pregnant. Because now you down here with, evidently you reckless because you not thinking. You know, you want to get piped down so bad you can't keep your legs closed. I'm like, man, same with women. I'm going to tell them the same thing out with men. You got to practice some self-control, women, period. If you know good and damn well your box is just is basically pregnant if a man breathes on it, that you're that fertile, don't be around here just opening your legs every 5 damn minutes. I mean, really? You call yourself strong and independent? That ain't strong and independent if you can't keep your legs closed. Because you around here popping out babies and then you down there at the clinic trying to get rid of them so you don't look bad. Because the dude you was with, you know good and damn well he probably married, probably got a girlfriend. It was a one-night thing, or he just somebody to creep with you at night. You ain't got no business getting pregnant by that dude. You need to get pregnant by your husband. And if that man ain't your husband, then you don't need to have no baby by him. For what? To throw out another stereotype. Yeah, these black men don't take care of their kids. Why are you shocked when you have that baby? When you get pregnant by him, you just made a conscious decision that, number one, I can take care of that child, even if he don't. Number 2, I need to bring a child into this world because I'm starting a family. Number 3, what you're also saying is, you know what? I take full responsibility for these decisions that I'm making. So far, I don't see that happening. None of it. I see blame game going on. Oh, these men, what about the men? 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 When you laid down and pulled them underwear off and opened your legs for that man, why weren't you thinking like that then? Why did you wait till the problem happened? I tell you, black people, we have a problem with being reactive instead of proactive. We supposed to think about consequences first and what could happen before we just go out there and do it and then cry once it done happened. That's why we don't have families. That's why we don't have marriages. Get back on code. We'll start building back up our communities. I mean, if you don't think that's a problem, black woman, come to LA. Come to LA. Go see what LA used to look like. How many black families we got in LA now? Look, we get priced out, pushed out economically because, like Red just said, all those millions of babies, that could have been our new LA. We wouldn't have to be dealing with these Mexicans. They wouldn't be over here popping out babies. We be like, okay, y'all popping out babies. We got babies too. We got big families too.
Know what happened?
We got kids too. We got husband and wives too.
When we was,
but we don't got that to combat them. And they know that because Margaret Sanger done did a number on you black women.
Hey, Scoop. While we was aborting our babies, the Mexicans was having tons of them. So we aborted 20 million and the Mexicans had 20 million.
Exactly. And if you don't think LA is the blueprint, this is coming to a community near you. Keep on aborting them babies. Keep on acting like the problem's not coming your way. Because where you think, I don't know if y'all seen that video, Red. There was a video of when they was coming over here under Biden, they was asking each group, where do you want to go? Oh, I want to go to Chicago. Where you want to go? I want to go to LA. Where you want to go? I want to go to Atlanta. They sent them everywhere. You know, and I'm like, wait a minute. Since when do you come to a country and get to pick where you want to go live? Man, and they sending them Red in droves, and they just coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. And we know, like it's in LA, they gonna hide in the shadows when they get to y'all community. As they numbers start to grow, you gonna start to notice.
You're gonna start to
And
notice. They're
guess what
there
they're
right
gonna do?
now.
They're gonna start populating. And as they start populating, you're gonna start to see way more of them than there is of you. And once that happens, then here come the little racist attitude, all the anti-blackness. You're gonna start seeing your stores disappear, and every time they disappear, they gonna start buying up them stores. And next thing, it's gonna be a taco shop, be a little restaurant. It's gonna be a Mexican something or bodega something. And then you're gonna start to look on your city councils, your leadership, your police, and it's going to be them. Then you're gonna regret dumping all them babies at the clinic. You're gonna regret that because you're gonna start seeing your people disappear and a whole nother group of people start to take over. Our strength was in our families. If you don't believe me, go look at history. Our strength was always in our families because that's why they mottoed us, because nobody stuck together like black people. Nobody stuck together like our families. Now we completely divided and separated, and you want to label it as gender war because we as men are asking, why aren't we back to that? Why are you getting rid of babies? Why are you around here having reckless sex? And why is now all of a sudden the black man public enemy number one? I just seen another thing on TikTok talking about, yeah, don't date black men because black men hate black women. Where y'all getting this mess from? Other divestors? Because evidently you ain't listening to black men. You know what I'm saying? Black men don't hate black women. What we hate is your attitude and the way you act, the way you don't seem like you appreciate. If that man go out the door every day just to go to his lowly McDonald's job, you better be happy as hell. Just like if he was going to a corporate office. Encourage him. Be on his side. That's what you should be doing. You should be strong as you claim you are and independent like that. You're all that, then support him, be there for that man, and stop with all the mouth. Be cooperative, as Red say, feminine. Yes, stop trying to be a man. You don't have to talk like a man, act like a man, assume a man's position. Fit, yeah, watch your weight. Make sure you look nice. Make sure you keep the pounds off and you stay in shape. And friendly. Don't no man want to hear you calling him out his name. Don't no man want to hear you talk about his mama. Don't no man want to sit up here and hang you down his job, his car, the money he make. No man want to hear all that. You get those three things, guess what? We'll have communities back again, and I'm gonna land it right there, Red.
Shout out to my dog Scoop, man, for pulling up and dropping his science, man. Appreciate you, Scoop, for pulling up, man. But for sure, that's the homeboy Scoop, the OG, man. He was gonna come through and chop some game. But see, a lot of these people in the FBA community, man, this is gender war content. At some point, this has to be addressed. If white women aborted 20 plus million babies, the white folks will be having that conversation. That will be a mainstream conversation if white women aborted 20 plus million babies in the last 50 years. That would be a major topic. But see, in the FBA community, addressing this is considered gender war content because black men are too weak and they're too afraid to speak up on these issues. Why? Because they're too afraid to offend the black women who support them. That makes them weak. That makes them soft. It makes them beta males and simps who are not leaders. You shouldn't be worried about the feelings of women. It's her job to follow your lead in the first place. So why do we prioritize feelings over logic and common sense? Oh, I'm gonna say it again. Why do we prioritize feelings and emotions over logic and common sense? That's what we're doing in the black community. Foundational black Americans. They'll consider this gender war content. If 20 plus million black babies been aborted in your community, you got a major problem. That conversation, you need to bring that conversation to the forefront to prevent this from happening in the future. But when you got weak ass black men, when you got weak ass black men who are too afraid to lose their female supporters, they'll never address this. They'll pretend like it's not a problem in the world with it. Right? And that makes you weak. That makes you a simp. Let me tell you this. When Cynthia G was on YouTube, she had a large following of black women. Black women who were feminists, black women who were divestors. And these were, a large percentage of them was FBA women. It wasn't just Caribbeans and Africans. Stop it. I've had conversations with Cynthia G, Nyla, and the people who affiliate and associate with her. A large percentage of those women who were Cynthia G supporters were FBA women. So what does that tell you? A large percentage of our women are feminists. Now, if you are FBA woman and if you are FBA woman and you're not a feminist, if it don't apply, just let it damn fly. But unfortunately, a lot of women in our community fall in that category. But you got these black men with these large FBA platforms, and they don't never talk about the fact that over 20 plus million black babies been aborted by black women. They won't talk about how a lot of our women believe in female leadership. They'll go to church and listen to a female pastor when clearly that goes against the word of God. These FBA podcasters and influencers who happen to be black men are too afraid to even address the issue. And I think we all know why. Shout out to Lim Hendricks, man. Let me I need you guys to hit the like button. Hit the like button. It ain't nothing. I know a lot of those black women who supported Cynthia G were FBA. A large percentage of those black women who were divestors that promoted the abortion of black male babies, a lot of those were FBA women. You just can't blame it on tethers and Africans or whatever you want to call them. Shout out to Malik for the Cash App. Malik blessed us with a 10. John J blessed us with a 5. Lim Hendricks blessed us with a 25. Vernon 85 blessed us with a 5. And shout out to Stanley for blessing us with a 40. Stanley blessed us with a 40. I appreciate you, Brody. We got a lot of weak men in the FBA community who are too afraid to address black women about their character flaws. How you going to lead a woman if you can't correct them? I'm not saying we need to bash black women and trash them. We don't need to do it. All we got to do is bring the facts, and black women should submit to that. We got too many weak-ass men in the FBA community who are too afraid to tell black women the truth about their behavior. They'll blame it all on tethers. They'll blame it all on foreigners instead of looking at the women in our own community who have submitted to feminism, who has aborted over 20 million plus black babies in the last 50 years. But these FBA simps, these black men, the majority of them are too afraid to even address the topic. They're too afraid to address it. And I love FBA. Don't think, oh, he's talking crap about FBA. No, I'm holding my own people accountable for the nonsense I see. You know what these simps, man, that's gender work. Man, shut your weak ass up, dude. At some point, you have to address this. If 20 million Jewish babies was aborted, you don't think the Jewish community would have this conversation and bring it to the forefront to fix this problem so that it doesn't happen in the future, so that history doesn't repeat itself? But for some reason in the FBA community, telling the truth about what goes on with our women in dating is somehow considered gender war content. I am sick of you weak ass black men who are too afraid to tell the truth. I am sick of you. You guys are the major problem. I don't even blame the women. I blame the weak ass black men in the community who are too afraid to hold the women accountable for aborting 20 plus million black babies. I blame you weak ass black men. 100%. Listen. If all these brothers in the FBA community was telling the truth, there would be nowhere for these women to run to. And guess what? It will force them to get in line because they'll say, well, when I go to Tariq Nasheed channel, he going to tell the truth and hold us accountable. When I come to Red Supreme channel, he going to hold us accountable. I go to Black Alpha, he going to hold us accountable. If I go to Afro Elite, he going to hold us accountable. So there's nowhere to run to. They would be forced to submit to the truth. They would be forced to submit to black men. But anytime you have black men who refuse to tell the truth, they'll stop listening to the black men who tell the truth, and they'll follow the black men who don't tell the truth and never hold them accountable for anything. That is a major problem.
Runs around with Confederate flags, something like the alt-right. You know, Rock has a mixed kid. Kid Rock has a black child. Do you know that? Kid Rock, running around here sounding like the damn alt-right with Confederate flags, has a black kid that he had with some sister in Detroit back in the day. That don't mean shit. Let's be very clear. The dominant society, when it comes to a white supremacist suspect harming you allegedly, they don't give a damn. Listen, when a sister goes missing or turns up,
Listen, if all these black men in the FBA community held black women accountable, I'm not saying calling them names and disrespecting them, holding them accountable for the things they do, they would be forced to submit to black men because there would be nowhere to run to. Because every black man in the FBA community would be preaching accountability when it comes to their women, and not just to the women, for the community in general. But if every black man in the FBA community held the black woman accountable, they would be forced to submit. There literally will be nowhere to run to. They will be forced to submit. As long as they can say Red Supreme is doing gender war content and they can run to an FBA channel that never holds black women accountable for anything, you are the reason why these women continue to get worse, because you're not holding them accountable. They can run from the truth and just flock to a guy that talks about white supremacy and tethers all day and never hold a black woman accountable for anything. That's the reason that you have all these women who are mouthy, women who are feminists, because you got a lot of black male who are simps that will never tell these women the truth. Why? Because they're too afraid to lose their financial support. So they pander to them instead of being honest with them and telling them the damn truth. You got women in our community with 2 or 3 baby daddies. Now they want the next man who's not the father of their children to marry them, but they never required marriage from the men who put babies in them. That's the simp mentality that we're dealing with in the FBA community. You're not the father of her baby, but she's telling you that she want to get married. She don't want to be a baby mama, but you a 3-time baby mama, a 2-time, a 4-time baby mama already. But now you want to make marriage requirements for the man who's not the father of your children, but you never required marriage from none of the men that impregnated you. That is a bad deal for any man to be in, straight up. And when you think about the abortions, listen, if these women made a requirement to say, hey, I'm not going to have a baby with a man that's not my husband, there will be no need to have all these damn abortions. But when you're having casual sex and you're reckless with your vagina, you end up getting pregnant by men that's not even your husband. You end up getting pregnant by men who never even had plans on wifing you up, men who never had plans on marrying you. That's what happens when you're reckless with your vagina. Now you run to the abortion clinic to abort the babies because you got impregnated by a man that never had plans on wifing you up in the first place. You was reckless with your vagina. Now you must suffer the consequences of your actions when it comes to you being reckless with your vagina, when it comes to you being promiscuous. Now, how many brothers in the FBA community gonna keep it solid with black women and tell them the truth like that? Not many, very few.
mysteriously dead. You don't see the media rolling out the red carpet. That's what the family is upset about. The media ain't really saying nothing. The grassroots are saying something about it. It ain't like no missing white woman syndrome. These wealthy guys from the dominant society, they know this. They feel emboldened because they know the system historically, they devalue black life. They know that. They know society ain't going to work too hard against him for her. Yeah? Come on now. So listen, all that throwing brothers under the bus when you get a zaddy, and brothers too. Brothers, y'all get with white girls and try to throw sisters under the bus. That ain't saving you. That's not saving you whatsoever.
Yeah, I disagree with that too. You've never heard me put white women on the pedestal. You never heard me put any race of woman on the pedestal. I don't do that. You need to place yourself on the pedestal as a man because God created you to be a damn leader. I don't pedestalize no race or woman. I'm the man. Women need to look up to you as a leader and submit to you and fall under your program. And if she can't do that, she's not fit to be your wife. She don't qualify. Period. 100%. Never pedestalize a woman. I don't give a damn what race she is. Now you can respect a woman, you can love a woman, but it ain't your damn job to pedestalize the woman. Give her love and respect if she deserves that. If she can prove that she deserves love and respect through her actions, of course, then you could give that to her. But never pedestalize a woman as a man. God created you as a damn leader. You need to start acting like it. Too many beta males in the FBA community have submitted to their woman, so much to the point to where they refuse to tell these women the truth. They're too afraid to lose financial support from these women This is why they never tell the truth. This is why they never hold them accountable for anything. We can talk about tethers, white supremacists, and immigrants all day. That's cool, but that's not going to fix the relationship between black men and black women talking about tethers all damn day. At some point, we got to address the tethers. We got to call them out for being disrespectful. But at what point do you realize talking about tethers and white supremacy ain't going to fix the issues between black men and black women? It is not. It's going to take us to fix it as foundational black Americans. It ain't nobody else's job to do it. But when you refuse to talk about it because you're too afraid to lose your female supporters, you are a buster, you are a sucker, you are a certified trick, you are a certified simp. 100% at that point. You're not even a man because you're too damn afraid to address your women and hold them accountable. I'm sick of you weak ass black men. I am sick of you. It's way too many of you.
And I want y'all to understand something, because we see this. How often do we see this? We see this every other week. These sisters, quote unquote, get with these zaddies and turn up unalived. We see this a lot. Why does this happen so much? And the whole argument with black men, the divestors are running around with black men be killing too. But as far as per capita, zaddy is most likely to do it per capita now. Let's be very clear. These zaddies, they're doing it every damn week, it seems like. Why do these zaddies unalive so many sisters that they're dating? Let's unpack that. Like I said earlier, man, a precursor to lethal violence is dehumanization of the victim. See, in some of these perpetrators, the initial attraction is not rooted in recognizing black woman's humanity. It's a fetish. You are an exotic object. You're an aesthetic. You are an experience. You're not a fully realized human being. So psychologically, it's much easier to destroy an object than a person. When the object steps out of line and starts demanding respect or loses its novelty, the perpetrator's psychological barrier to commit extreme violence is low because you were never viewed as an equal in the first place. See, what happens is y'all get with these zaddies and y'all get into like a little role play thing. And when you step out of the role play, then the violence happens. Yeah. See, a lot of these guys come in these relationships with a white savior complex. They believe they're elevating or rescuing their black partner just by associating with it. So that creates a debt in the abuser's minds. So if you start trying to assert any kind of independence, or you outgrow the guy or challenges his authority or whatever, they're like, wait a minute, how dare you? Wait a minute. How dare you challenge me, Negro? Then they flip on your ass. Yeah?
Then they flip. And shout out to Tariq Nasheed for addressing this, because a lot of FBA brothers, they going to stay silent. They're going to talk about tethers and white supremacy and never address these issues with black women. Know what they're going to say? Well, this woman was a tether, and this woman was raised in FBA culture. Culturally, she's a black American. I don't give a damn if her dad was a damn Jamaican. Culturally, she's a black American. When it comes to influence, foundational black Americans are at the forefront. Nobody has influence like us in this culture here in America. The dominant society might cheat to put themselves on top when it comes to money and resources, but when it comes to influence, nobody has more influence than foundational black Americans. That woman was culturally a black American, even if her daddy was a damn Jamaican. There's too many women in our community who want to demand marriage from a man that's not the father of their children, but they never demanded marriage. They never made it a requirement for the men who impregnated them to wipe them up. Then later on, now that she's in her 30s, she gonna tell you, well, if I have a baby, if I want to have sex, I want to get married. Hold on, you got 3 damn baby daddies, 4 damn baby daddies, and none of them married you. But you want to make it a requirement for the man who's not the father of your children to marry you, and you didn't already gave that box up. 3 to 4 different men impregnated you and gave you babies and never made it and never married you, but you're gonna make it a requirement for a man who's not the father of your children to wipe you up. Man, that's crazy. That is pure insanity. You should have made it a requirement for the first man who impregnated your ass to wife you up. Don't try to make it a requirement for a man who's not the father of your damn kids. You didn't require none of those men who impregnated you to wife you up. That is backwards thinking. That is a backwards mentality. King Supreme is giving you the facts. King Supreme is giving you the damn reality. I don't give a damn who don't like it. You want to prioritize feelings and emotions over logic and common sense, and that's what's wrong with the FBA community. Oh, I'm going to say it again, like the preacher on Sunday service. You want to prioritize feelings and emotions over logic and common sense. That's what's wrong with the FBA community.
Understand something. A lot of offenders, criminals, they calculate the risk and the rewards of a crime. You see? And a lot of psychopathic offenders, man, they are attuned to societal power dynamics. See, subconsciously or unsubconsciously, or consciously rather, these perpetrators, they know that they can't pull a lot of this shit with white women. I want y'all to feel me. Let's say there's people who got a serial killer mindset, or they just want to get a body. Because a lot of the white supremacist males, that's they get off on unaliving people, or the thought or the fantasy of doing it. They can't really get away with doing that shit with a white woman, because everybody's going to be looking for the white woman. They know this. They already.
Yeah, a lot of these women got all these baby daddies. Now all of a sudden she want to have standards. Now that she's a 3 to 4 time baby mama, now all of a sudden she want to have standards. It is over. If I'm a wife a woman up, I can get a woman with no children and deal with that. These women got all these kids, never required marriage from none of their baby daddies. Now that she's in her mid 30s and late 30s, all of a sudden she has standards. All of a sudden now she got standards, and she got 3 to 4 baby daddies. Now that she's damn near 40, she got all these standards. Man, please stop it.
No, you unalive a white woman. What's that? It was a case where the dude unalived his wife and got out there crying. It was a very famous case. What is that case? What's that case, family?
And I'm saying this to women out of love. I'm preaching to the young women, because unfortunately it is too late for a lot of women in these. Unfortunately, it is too late for a lot of women in their 30s. You're damn near 40, and all of a sudden you got standards. But when you was in your prime, when you were young in your prime, you didn't have no standards. You're damn near 40, and all of a sudden you got all these damn standards and unrealistic expectations for a man that's not even a father of your damn kids. Now you want to require marriage. That is backwards thinking. That is a backwards mentality. You want the man that's not the father of your kids to wife you up, and you want to make marriage a requirement when it's never been a damn requirement for none of the men who knocked you up, none of the men who put babies in you. It was never a damn standard or a requirement for them. Now that you're damn near 40, you're pushing 40, now you got all these make-believe standards. Too many women in our community fall in that category, unfortunately. I'm not bashing, I'm just telling the truth. That's a problem. That is a problem that needs to be fixed 100%.
Back in the day, this dude unalived his wife. What's that case? Oh, come on, y'all throw some names at me. And he was acting all sad and crying and shit. Was it Chris Watts?
Yeah.
Scott Peterson, there you go. There you go, Scott Peterson, right? Yes. Scott Peterson. Oh, they were on his bumper. Now, Stewart was another one. Charles Stewart unalived his lady and then blamed brothers. You notice that? Yes. Scott Peterson. Yeah, y'all remember Scott Peterson. Right. Oh, he got out there with all that, oh, my baby. Find my baby. Find my woman. All that shit. Is he still locked up? Oh, they got his ass. Oh, yeah, he threw her ass overboard. Yeah. Yeah, she was pregnant. Yeah, he got rid of her ass and the baby. Oh, yeah. They're like, hold on, Scott. Oh, yeah, there's so many of them. Oh, yeah, they're like, wait a minute, Scott. You ain't fooling nobody, nigga. Hold on. Where were you on the 13th, nigga? They started questioning his ass immediately. Well, they can't get away with that shit with a white woman. They gonna look up and down and they gonna look at everything when it comes to a white woman. You know? So they know who they can get away with this stuff.
And all I'm saying is this, like Tariq Nasheed is right. They know they can't get away with this dealing with a white woman. So they do this to these bed wenches, these black women who are divestors. That white man that unalived that black woman in Bridgeport, Connecticut, they said he's such a great guy. We would never think he would do something like this. Of course, he's not a suspect. He has the complexion for the protection, which means he's not going to get convicted for unaliving his black woman in most cases. You have your exception to the rule, but in most cases, absolutely not.
They know that historically, law enforcement, they devalue black women's lives. So the desire to murder in these cases is facilitated by the calculation that they can get away with it or face a less rigorous investigation if they do it with somebody black. That's why Jeffrey Dahmer, he knew he could get away with murdering all of those people as long as he stayed in a black neighborhood. Jeffrey Dahmer was murdering people for like 20, 30 years before he got caught. The people in the community was warning folks about Jeffrey Dahmer. The sister, his neighbor, had called the police hundreds of times and they didn't do shit. You understand? So Dahmer knew that he could get away with it by targeting black people and living in a black neighborhood. Damn, there's a skunk outside. There's a skunk in my yard. I get these skunks in my yard. I got to make sure my dogs stay in the house. Damn. Ooh, there's a skunk outside my house. Sorry, guys. I get skunks in my yard, and it stinks like a mug, by the way. Man.
All I'm saying is this to you FBA brothers. Got love for y'all, but I got to be real with y'all. A lot of you guys are simps, and you're too afraid to hold the woman accountable. Let me tell you something, bro. I'm holding black men accountable. Yes, you're weak. Yes, you are simps. And you pedestalize box over your damn self-respect. And that is a major problem when it comes to weak-ass black men in the FBA community. We got promiscuous women that have all these baby daddies, never require marriage from none of the men they had babies with. They get with this simp later who has money and make marriage a requirement for a man who's not even the father of their children. But they never made that a requirement for the man who impregnated them. That is a backwards mentality. That is a backwards way of thinking. And we got too many FBA men who make FBA content that never talk about that. You a FBA black man, but you never talk about the 20 plus million black babies that black women have aborted since the 70s. You are weak. You are compromised. You can't lead your women so much to the point to where you don't even hold them accountable. You just talk about tethers and white supremacy all day as if these problems don't exist in our community. You can't even correct your woman. How you gonna fix a system of white? How you gonna destroy a system of white supremacy and you can't even correct your own damn woman, the woman that you sleep with, the woman that you lay next to every night. You can't even correct the woman that you lay down with every night, but you got the nerve to think that you gonna correct or fix white supremacy. Man, please. You're not going to destroy the system of white supremacy. You ain't even man enough to correct your own woman. You weak-ass beta males.
Excuse me. But yeah, getting these women alone and isolating them, that's another one of their tactics. Chris Watts, right. Oh
I
yeah,
mean, think about how can you destroy the system of white supremacy when you can't even correct your own damn woman as a black man? You can't even lead that woman. And I know what a lot of these say, man, my woman listen to me. My man, shut your dumb ass up, dude. The majority of these black women don't have marriages. They're not married. The majority of their marriages end in divorce. Let me tell you something. I'm not bashing. I'm just holding our community accountable. The American black woman is the least married group of women in America. And she files for divorce at the highest rate. And she's aborted over 20 plus million of her babies. You don't think that that's a major problem as a foundational black American? If you don't see that as a problem, then you're not a real foundational black American. You're just pandering to your people for easy money, but you refuse to hold them accountable for the things that they can fix. How you gonna be an FBA black man but refuse to address that? 20 plus million of black babies been aborted. The black woman is the least married woman, but she files for divorce at the highest rate. And you're supposed to be a black man who cares about the black community, but you refuse to address that. All these damn babies being aborted because these women are reckless with their vagina. But you refuse to address it. You refuse to talk about it. How can you sit up there and talk about white supremacy? How you gonna defeat white supremacy when you can't even correct your own damn women? Man, please.
When these white boys want to unalive their wives, well, they get their ass. Oh, they don't get away with that. They start asking questions. Well, I got to make sure my dog's in the house because when these skunks,
a lot of these simps gonna make it seem like they got it all together. Nah, homie, the numbers don't reflect that. The majority of black women are not married. The black woman is the least married group of women in America. And she files for divorce at the highest rate. So that shows me that these women ain't listening to men. They're doing their own thing. So don't tell me about the fact I've been married. Man, shut your weak ass up, dude. The overwhelming majority of FBA people are not married. And when they do get married, it ends in divorce. And most of these children are being raised by women and led by women. Over 20 plus million black babies been aborted since the 70s. But you weak ass black men in our community won't say nothing about it. But you got the nerve to talk about white supremacy all day, and you can't even correct your woman. You can't even check your woman, but you want to talk about white supremacy all damn day, every damn day. Man, please.
My dogs be attacking them. Say, Dwan B got skunk issues. Yeah, for some reason out here in LA, we got skunks. Somebody say this a tether. Oh my God. Ooh, shit, this skunk got me. If my eyes start watering, but that skunk, nigga, and when my dogs be out here trying to attack them and shit. Have y'all
Let's go to this other divester, man. I did a show on this the other week. And listen, I'm saying this out of love. I want us to fix this situation. I want us to fix the problem. Not bashing, I'm just telling the truth. These problems need to be fixed instantly, immediately. Check this out. Check this out right here.
It has been 1 month since 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields was found dead after going out with a man she met on the dating app.
Lauren Smith Fields was unalived by a white man. I covered this story a few years ago. It's the same thing. It continues to happen. You got black men in the FBA community who gonna make videos today talking about tethers instead of addressing these bedwenches and divestors. They gonna upload videos talking about tethers today, I promise you. They're not going to take the time to correct their women. They're not even going to take the time to educate black women. No, I'm just going to talk about tethers and white supremacy. I'm not going to correct the black woman about anything. I'm too afraid to lose their support, so I won't say nothing. I'll just talk about tethers and white supremacy. Yeah, right.
3-year-old Lauren Smith Fields was found dead after going out with a man she met on the dating app Bumble. News 12 Connecticut's Frank Recchia reports the family is demanding answers.
It just hurts so bad without my daughter here. The tragic story of Lauren Smith Fields of Bridgeport first came to light on News 12 Connecticut back in December, then quickly became an international headline. It's racking up tens of millions of views on TikTok.
Lauren's family allegedly have not had much help from the Bridgeport Police Department.
Now on the 1-month anniversary of what Lauren's family described as her mysterious death, after going out with, quote, an older white man she met on the dating app Bumble, City Councilwoman Maria Pereira and the family's attorney.
She met an older white man on the dating app. What did this woman do? The story that we told, she met an older white man that got unalived. Do you see the same patterns here? This is a pattern.
Attorney Darnell Crossland say her mysterious death after going out with, quote, an older white man she met on the dating app Bumble. City Councilwoman Maria Pereira and the family's attorney Darnell Crossland say Lauren's loved ones and the public deserve some answers.
The world has expressed a dissatisfaction in the way this investigation has been handled. It's an embarrassment to Connecticut residents across the board.
I am calling on the Bridgeport Police Commission, who has broad oversight powers over the Bridgeport Police, to ensure that this family receives answers.
The family says they're angry the lead investigator did not detain for questioning the unnamed man Lauren met on Bumble, who reported her death to police at her apartment on Plymouth Street, where the body was discovered.
When I asked him about the guy, he just made it seem like the guy was a nice guy. It was nothing to investigate.
The family also claims they were
dealt with. They said the white guy was a nice guy. There's nothing to investigate. Nobody cares about a black woman being unalived by a white man. These are the consequences of bedwenchery and divesting. The police said there's nothing to worry about. The white man was a great guy. He's not even a damn suspect. This happened in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Do you guys see the pattern? Do you see the pattern? It is pretty common in our community. I've done several stories where black women were bedwenching, went out with an older white man, got unalived, and they said the white man is not a suspect. Why? Because he's such a great guy. He would never do anything like that. So the crime gets swept underneath the rug, and they said this was a suicide. The same thing they said about this woman in Tanzania. Oh, the white man didn't do it. It was a suicide. They said the same thing about this case. The white man was such a great guy. Of course, he wouldn't do anything like that.
Quote, dismissively and told to stop calling. Police have said all along they can't comment until the medical examiner releases the cause of death, as the tragic case continues to captivate the world.
You're going to forever remember Lauren Smith Fields' name.
The call for answers is only getting louder.
If the world's looking at us to do better, why isn't the city looking at us to do better?
The Bridgeport Police and this mayor need to get this family answers.
In Bridgeport, Frank Recchia, News 12, Connecticut.
City officials saying today they extend their sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Lauren Smith Fields. They say,
yeah, man, I've covered several stories like this. Several of them. Yeah, man.
Connecticut family says it plans to Bridgeport Police Department, saying it failed to properly investigate the mysterious death of a young black woman. 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields was found dead in her home while reportedly on a date in December. The white man, whom she met on the dating app Bumble, reported her dead during their date, but tonight he is not facing any charges, so CBS News is not naming him. Yesterday would have been Smith Fields' 24th birthday. Family, friends, and supporters marched in Bridgeport to celebrate her life and demand answers and justice.
Her family called detectives' handling of this case racially insensitive and allege that the college student's civil rights were violated. CBS 2's Elise Preston spoke with the family, which is now calling for an outside agency to handle this investigation.
Family photos and memories are what Lauren Smith Fields' family is holding on to as they wrestle with her unexpected death.
The pain is so unbearable.
Chantel Fields says she drove to her daughter's apartment last month after not hearing from her.
When I got there was a note on the door saying, if you're looking for Lauren, call this number.
The family says a detective told them Smith Fields had been declared dead about a day and a half earlier, and no one reached out to tell them.
He said that she met some guy on Bumble that night, And I'm like, who's this guy? What's going on? He's like, oh, he sounds like a nice guy. Don't worry about it.
According to an incident report, the date told police the two allegedly spent the night drinking, eating, and watching a movie. At one point, he said Smith-Fields went outside to meet someone. Later, she fell ill, but the two continued drinking. Smith-Fields fell asleep, and the date carried her to bed, where he went to sleep next to her. Hours later, around 6:30 in the morning, he says he woke up to Smith-Fields not breathing, her nose bleeding. He called 911. The family says a detective also told them to stop calling him for information. They were told he has since been removed from the case.
Where all do you think the police department misstepped in handling Lauren's death?
When you find a young lady dead and there's a male involved, is immediately a person of interest, and they should immediately collect that person's DNA.
The incident report shows police collected money and Smith-Fields' passport, credit card, and phone, but the family's attorney, Darnell Crossland, stresses possible key evidence like bloodied sheets and drinks was not processed at the scene until 2.5 weeks later.
At the scene, we find a pill, we find a condom with semen in it.
In a statement to CBS News, Bridgeport Police Acting Chief Rebecca Garcia says there are elements of misinformation being reposted, adding they will release a final comprehensive report at the end of their investigation.
People know that black women, black girls have been going missing and haven't gotten any attention, and I think it's at a boiling point. We're just asking for process. That's it. Treat these cases like you would treat any others.
To lose Lauren in this way, how does that make you feel?
A part of my soul died. I would never be the same again. I don't even know how to even move from the next day to the next minute. I'm literally dead inside.
The medical examiner's office tells CBS News an autopsy report should be complete in about a week. The family has paid out of pocket for an independent autopsy as well. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
All right, man. So now you see, this is a similar situation, man. It's been going on for too long. These divested women, they get unalived, and a lot of these FBA brothers won't talk about it. They're too afraid to offend black women. My thing is, you should educate black women, but then again, you like, well, why do I need to educate them? They're not going to listen anyway. Let them jump off of a cliff because they're not going to listen. Some people you just got to watch them jump off of a cliff, because if you try to rescue them and save them, they will take you down with them. So you have to wash your hands and let them go, because they ain't going to listen anyway. Yeah.
Tonight with a major development in the investigation into the death of Lauren Smith-Fields. This is a case we have been following on News Nation Prime for the last week. The mayor of Bridgeport, Connecticut tonight has suspended 2 police officers for mishandling the investigation into her death, and also another case. We now know Lauren Smith-Fields was not the only woman who died on December 12th, 2021. A 53-year-old woman, her name is Brenda Lee Rawls, was reportedly found dead at a home the same exact day, just miles away. While police and city officials are not saying the 2 cases are connected, there are some tragic similarities in how each of these cases was handled by authorities. Both families say they were never notified by police that something had happened to their loved one, and that the deaths were not properly investigated. They have a lot of questions, and tonight they are demanding answers.
Why would they investigate it? Why would they give a thorough, proper investigation? This is a white man who was accused of unaliving a black woman. No one cares. And when black women make videos about it, I'm going to show you a video from this Divested.
And again, 2 officers on leave right now as the investigation into both of these cases continues. Correspondent Kelly Beeson has the very latest on these developments tonight that have quickly gained national attention.
You notice how they're not even showing the white man who's a suspect in this. They're not even showing the white man's picture. They're protecting that white man. They're not even showing you. They're not even releasing the videos of him and how he looks. Now, they're showing you what the black woman looks like, but they're not showing anything about the white man. Huh? They're protecting these white men. No one gives a damn about a black woman who gets unalived by a white man. They don't care. This is why these stories never make mainstream media. It takes people like me, maybe a Tariq Nasheed, people from the grassroots movement, black men who are not simps, to talk about this. Black men in the FBA community who are simps, they're not going to talk about this because they don't want to hold black women accountable for anything because they're too damn afraid to lose their black female following. So them simps in the FBA community won't even touch on this. They won't talk about it as if it ain't a problem in the world with it.
They certainly have, Marnie. The Bridgeport mayor says he's disappointed and calls the detectives' actions unacceptable. Now tonight, 2 detectives are on disciplinary leave, and the supervisor who oversees these matters has retired as of Friday. Now, I can tell you, Marnie, that these families have been out in the public. They are hoping that the media picks up these stories, and they've spread across the world at this point. There have been rallies, there have been parades in support of these families, and it's just been an emotional 2 cases. Here's what officials have to say.
I am extremely disappointed with the leadership of the Bridgeport Police Department and have found the actions taken up to this point with regards to these 2 investigations unacceptable.
Bridgeport Mayor Joe Ganim announcing 2 police detectives, Kevin Cronin and Angel Llanos, will be suspended for their handling of the deaths of Lauren Smith Fields and Brenda Rawls in what he calls a lack of sensitivity and failure to follow police policy.
It is an unacceptable failure. If policies were not followed to the extent of this, and to this family and to friends and all who care about human decency, I'm very sorry.
Lauren Smith Fields was found unresponsive in her apartment on December 12th. Her death ruled an accident from a lethal combination of drugs and alcohol. But her family questioning whether police adequately investigated the man with her at the time, someone she had recently met on Bumble.
When we asked about this guy, he was a nice guy. There was no need to investigate.
On the same day, Brenda Rawls was found dead just 2 miles
I'm gonna
away.
let y'all hear it again. He was a nice guy. There was no need to investigate. Nobody gives a damn when a white man unalives one of these bed wenches. No one cares.
Someone she had recently met on Bumble.
When we asked about this guy, he was a nice guy. There was no need to investigate.
On the same day, Brenda Rawls was found dead just 2 miles away at another residence where a man she was with called police to say he had awoken to find her unresponsive. The families of both women say they're frustrated they were not notified of the deaths by police.
They're really disrespectful to people. It's almost like they treated us as if we were the criminals, like we did something. It's almost like we're being victimized over again, the way they treated us.
To lose your daughter, your only daughter, your baby girl, at such a ripe age of 23 years old, and to be treated the way we was treated by Bridgeport Police Station and the department is unacceptable.
News of both cases has spread around the world as the families continue to voice their concerns.
All we keep getting is doors closed in our face and empty promises.
That was the white man right there. They showed the bit. That was him.
Closed in our face and empty promises.
That's the white man right there. She was 23 years old or 22. This older white man had sex with her, used her as a bed wench, then unalived her. And the police said there's no need to investigate. Why? Because Brad was such a great guy, which means he's not even a suspect at all. And he was the last one that had sex with this woman. He was the last one that was seen with this woman. That's him right there. That's him. That's him.
Hoping this doors closed in our face and empty promises.
Hoping to get their questions answered and find meaningful resolution to the cases.
No one is going to discard my daughter like she's rubbish.
Just want to know what happened. How hard could that be to tell us what happened?
Now the Bridgeport.
All right, I'm going to show you another one now. This was Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm going to show you what happened in Texas. This is a black woman in Texas that hooked up with a white man, got the same results. Check game.
A man wanted for murder.
I covered this story. Listen, I've covered this story on Red Supreme TV1 before my main channel got terminated by the haters. Check this out. This is Austin, Texas, a whole nother case of a black woman divesting, getting unalived by a white man.
A man wanted for murdering a woman in downtown Dallas was caught and arrested in Austin. Investigators say 46-year-old Jenae Chapman was found dead inside an apartment in the National Building on Elm Street Monday afternoon. Her family says the suspect was an on and off boyfriend who married Chapman over the summer. Fox 4's Amelia Jones live in Dallas with the story. Amelia.
Heather, Jenae Chapman's sisters described her as fierce, loving, and ambition. Her murder blindsided them, especially since the suspect was a man who was so close to their sister.
And she was an entrepreneur. She was getting ready to start her own business. So she was really ambitious, living life to the fullest, and just trying to accomplish all these different goals.
46-year-old Jenae Chapman was on track to achieve those goals. Her sisters, Nicole and Crystal Marshall, said she just started a new job and was working on starting her own business.
She was all the way around a good person. So this is the last thing that we were just completely blindsided by this.
Dallas police say Monday afternoon, officers found Chapman dead in an apartment inside the National on Elm Street in downtown Dallas. Tuesday, the medical examiner confirmed Chapman was murdered. 48-year-old James Patrick was identified as...
See, this is the white man. Now, this was in Texas. We showed you what happened in Africa. We showed you what happened in Bridgeport, Connecticut. There's another black woman being unalived by her zaddy, a white man. This is him right here. He brutalized this woman. He executed her and left her lifeless body in a hotel. He did this black woman dirty, this white zaddy.
Confirmed Chapman was murdered. Chapman dead in an apartment inside the... working on starting her own business.
She was all the way around a good person. So this is the last thing that we were just completely blindsided by this.
Dallas police say Monday afternoon, officers found Chapman dead in an apartment inside the National on Elm Street in downtown Dallas. Tuesday, the medical examiner confirmed Chapman was murdered. 48-year-old James Patrick was identified as the prime suspect. Her sisters confirm the two were together on and off for 6 years.
In the last year or so, the relationship got really rocky.
Marshall says that Chapman moved from California to Texas 5 months ago, since this is Patrick's home state. The two got married in July, but the family didn't attend.
That's why I use the word blindsided, because we did not see this coming. We knew that they had arguments, and that's typical in relationships. It was a bit toxic. But we would never think it would have been taken to this extreme where my sister would ultimately lose her life.
Dallas police say Patrick was arrested by University of Texas police at a hospital on Wednesday and charged with murder. They wouldn't share why he was in the hospital.
We got the target on him, and yeah, so we're happy with the way everything is unfolding at this point in time.
As Chapman's family copes with the loss of their sister, someone who they called a role model.
I miss her every day. Every day.
Patrick is currently being held at the Travis County Jail. He does have a criminal history, including a terroristic threat charge out of Dallas County from 1993 that was dismissed.
Police documents reveal evidence against the man accused of his estranged wife in downtown Dallas last month. They say on the day Jenae Chapman's body was found, suspect James Michael Patrick was at a hospital for treatment.
Man, look at this is the white man who did it. Look at him. He look a damn fool.
James Michael Patrick was at a hospital for treatment and admitted to a healthcare professional he had dried blood on his hand because he had a fight with his wife. Fox 4's David Santendry has more evidence from the murder investigation. David?
Well, Jenae Chapman's family says they could barely recognize her body prior to her funeral. Now, with the help of some police documents.
Man, he beat this woman so bad and stabbed her so many times, her body wasn't even recognizable. This white man did a bloody job on this black woman in Texas. They didn't even recognize the body. That white man did this black woman so bad. I did a story about San Diego, California. There was a white man who was in the military that married his wife. He butchered this woman, stabbed her 60 plus times, stuffed her body in the freezer. He put his wife's body in the freezer. Her body was in the freezer for years. The police coming over there asking him questions. He said he don't know where his wife is. One day she went out for a drink with her friends and never came back home. The whole time he brutalized this black woman and stuffed her body in the freezer. This happened in San Diego, California. And then he dumped her body in the Pacific Ocean. And due to further investigation, 3 years later or 4 years later, they went to his house and the forensic team came out and they found blood in the carpet, blood on the walls. This white man unalived his wife. This was San Diego, California. He wrapped her body in plastic and stuffed her in a deep freezer. He kept her body in a deep freezer for years before he dumped it in the Pacific Ocean. This happened in San Diego, California. I covered that story as well. That was a wicked white man who did that. This right here is Austin, or I believe it was Dallas, Texas. Hit the like button.
Admitted to a healthcare professional he had dried blood on his hand because he had a fight with his wife. Fox 4's David Santendry has more evidence from the murder investigation. David?
Well, Jenae Chapman's family says they could barely recognize her body prior to her funeral. Now, with the help of some police documents, we're learning a bit more about what led to her husband's arrest.
Everything.
46-year-old Jenae Chapman meant the world to her sister, Crystal Marshall.
My sister was a beacon of light for me.
Now we're learning more about Chapman's estranged husband, 48-year-old James Michael Patrick, who's charged in her murder.
Just seemed like the relationship just wasn't stable.
According to a newly obtained arrest affidavit, on September 20th, Chapman took time off work for domestic issues. Then her work did not hear from her for 5 days, so her HR manager called police for a welfare check. It was at her apartment complex off Elm Street in downtown, where Dallas police discovered Chapman's body on her bed. There were large amounts of blood. A nightstand and a lamp had been knocked over. There were obvious injuries to her neck, face, and body. Chapman's family says her body was unrecognizable.
It's hard to wrap our brains around the fact that she's dead because it's like it didn't look like her.
According to the affidavit, police interviewed one of Chapman's sisters who claimed Patrick choked Chapman unconscious in a recent fight.
Don't take anything lightly at all.
It's unclear how many days Chapman's body was left in the apartment. According to the affidavit, the day police found her body, Patrick was admitted to a hospital in Austin for treatment to an adverse reaction to an unknown substance he took. During his examination, a doctor observed a bloody black fingernail on Patrick. When asked how the injury occurred, Patrick said, "I got in a fight with my wife."
My sister was a classic domestic abused woman.
After college, Chapman spent time working as a personal assistant to Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. Ferguson posted on Instagram that she's shocked and saddened by Chapman's murder. She says she's making a donation to support Chapman's family.
They said her body was unrecognizable. He strangled her. He stabbed her. He butchered her. This dude, but listen, this white man was Freddy Krueger. He was enraged. He was upset about something, and the white man transformed into who? Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street. Jason, Friday the 13th. He became Michael Myers. He became Freddy Krueger. All at the same time, and he unalived his wife in this horrific fashion. It's the same old story. He became Freddy Krueger. He butchered her.
We got 14-1 down.
Don't take anything lightly at all.
Life has a way of...
She got with that white man thinking everything was all good. That white man became Freddy Krueger in one night. Matter of fact, he was always Freddy Krueger. It just took the right thing to bring it up out of him. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, Friday the 13th, Michael Myers.
making us feel invincible, doesn't it? When our ambitions soar and success feels within reach, we believe we can take on the world. But then there are moments when life takes an unexpected turn, and it becomes clear that we can't handle everything on our own.
Hit the like button if you haven't already. Listen, man, I've been up here for over 3 hours. It's time to conclude this show. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes.
It's in those moments that we realize our strength lies not only in what we can accomplish on our own, but also in seeking support from those who care about us. Seeking assistance is not indicative of weakness. Rather, it can also be seen as a display of strength. This story is a story that delves into the unspoken battles, the challenges we face when we choose to walk alone. This is the story of Jenae Chapman. We're going to get into it, but first be sure to click the like button. Rocky nature of Jenae's offer wanted the engagement ring, the gown, and the flowers, but no formal wedding ceremony had taken place. Jenae and James had eloped. And regrettably, the family had not been included in any of the arrangements. Given the somewhat rocky nature of Jenae's off and on again relationship with James, the idea of marriage had never crossed their minds, let alone it happening so suddenly. It was indeed an unexpected twist that took everyone by surprise. Besides, the family didn't feel they were all that familiar with James. But what the family did know about James would have them conclude that he was not a good fit for Jenae. In their eyes, Jenae was an intelligent, well-traveled cosmopolitan go-getter, while James was a constantly out-of-work layabout who cloaked his possessive nature behind a charming facade. According to Jenae's sister, Shireen, Jenae was charmed by his magnetism, but she saw through his mask and never truly liked him. Jenae's sisters found James to be arrogant and obnoxious and would even liken him to Ted Bundy, someone notorious for his charm. And it wasn't long before circumstances would begin to unveil exactly why Jenae's family held reservations about James. Financially, Jenae often supported him as he frequently lost his jobs. And despite being caught in the act of cheating, James would conveniently and very often accuse Jenae of cheating. Gaslighting her was one of his go-to tactics, often making Jenae feel as though he was doing her a favor by being in the relationship. August 2023. While the outside world...
So the white man was broke. She supported him financially. He would lose jobs. He couldn't keep a job. She supported this white man financially just so that he could become Freddy Krueger and unalive her later. Sad situation, I tell you. You supported this white man and he was broke and he became Freddy Krueger and ended your damn life. You put this white man on a pedestal and he buried you literally. Rest in peace to this woman. Hey, man.
May have perceived their relationship as stable. The couple's neighbors had a very different view. And the walls of Jenae and James's apartment seemed to reverberate with their frequent heated arguments and screams. The neighbors had grown so accustomed to this that they'd often dismiss it as just another episode of their violent exchanges. Some would say they mostly heard Jenae screaming, while others would claim they heard them both regularly. Then as the last week of August rolled in, the situation would take a dark turn. Jenae would reach out to her sister Shireen looking for sisterly advice. It was a distressing confession. She and James had separated, and something physical had occurred. James had crossed a dangerous line, choking Jenae to the point of her losing consciousness. Upon learning this horrifying incident, Shireen implored Jenae to leave and come and live with her. Shireen was willing to do whatever it took, even sleeping on the floor, to get her sister to safety. Shireen would also offer to travel to Texas herself, but Jenae refused, saying, "Don't come." And respecting her sister's wishes, Shireen stayed away. Only now, she carries the weight of that decision with deep regret. September 20th, 2023. Roughly 3 weeks later, on the morning of September 20th, unbeknownst to her family, the situation had taken a perilous turn, far surpassing their typical arguments. This escalation would drive Jenae to making a disturbing call to her workplace. During the call, she would request time off, using domestic issues as the reason for her absence. September 25th, 2023. 5 agonizing days would pass without any word from Jenae, causing both her workplace and family to grow increasingly concerned. The situation became so alarming that her HR manager made a distressing call to the police, requesting a welfare check on her behalf. The call was promptly dispatched to officers who arrived at the scene on the 1400 block of Elm Street in Dallas, Texas, on Monday, September 25th, around 1:15 p.m. A little after 1:30 p.m. on that fateful Monday, the dispatcher's voice broke through the radio waves, conveying the grim information. It's a black female.
This white man was broke. He was broke. He was an abuser. He was a cheater. He couldn't keep a job. This black woman supported this white man financially, and he became Freddy Krueger and unalived her later. This was a tragic ending to this beautiful black woman's life. She trusted in this white man. She took care of this white man, supported this white man financially. He beat her. He choked her. He even cheated on her. He couldn't even keep a damn job. And this black woman put up with all this nonsense from this white man. Man. Oh, man.
September 25th, around 1:15 p.m. A little after 1:30 p.m. on that fateful Monday, the dispatcher's voice broke through the radio waves, conveying the grim information. It's a black female. Said they haven't heard from her since Wednesday. A heavy silence hung in the air for just over 15 minutes before a female officer's voice returned, laden with somber certainty. It's going to be a 27 for sure, she stated, using the police code that unmistakably denoted an attempted crime. It was there, inside her downtown Dallas apartment, where a heart-wrenching discovery awaited the police. Jenae's lifeless body was found lying on the bed, and the scene told a gruesome tale. The apartment bore witness to a violent struggle. There was a substantial amount of blood, a toppled nightstand, and a fallen lamp. It was evident that Jenae had suffered a fatal beating. The police report noted that Jenae had sustained visible injuries to her neck, face, and body. Her injuries were nothing short of horrifying, hemorrhaging in her muscles, neck, and eyes, blunt force trauma to her head, as well as distressing lacerations inside her mouth, all accompanied by the presence of blood around her brain. This disturbing news left her family to describe her as unrecognizable. The exact duration of her body in the apartment remained unclear, but neighbors had noticed a disturbing odor emanating from her unit on the day of the discovery, suggesting she had been there for some time. Surveillance footage retrieved from the apartment complex revealed James's presence on the property twice, first on September 20th as he was seen loading furniture, and then again on September 22nd. Curiously, on the very day police uncovered Janine's lifeless body, James, located 200 miles away in Austin, Texas, took himself to a hospital, allegedly seeking treatment for an adverse reaction to an unknown substance. During his medical examination, a doctor noted a bloody black finger on James. When questioned about the injury, he chillingly confessed, "I got in a fight with my wife." It wasn't until the following day that the Dallas County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed that Janine's death was a homicide. What initially seemed like an unexplained tragedy had now transformed into a full-fledged murder investigation. The following day,
like you said, he became Jason from Friday the 13th. Never mind Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. This was Jason. Michael Myers, Friday the 13th. He brutalized this woman. He brutalized this woman to the point to where her body was unrecognizable to her own family. This white man was broke. She supported him financially. He couldn't keep a job. He cheated on her. He beat her constantly. Then one day he blacked out and just took her life and ended it all. Sent her to the upper room. This ain't the first time he beat this woman. This ain't the first time he abused a woman. He cheated on this woman constantly, and she supported his broke ass financially. This black woman put up with all this nonsense from this white man.
Lifeless body. James, located 200 miles away in Austin, Texas, took himself to a hospital, allegedly seeking treatment for an adverse reaction to an unknown substance. During his medical examination, a doctor noted a bloody black finger on James. When questioned about the injury, he chillingly confessed, "I got in a fight with my wife." It wasn't until the following day that the Dallas County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed that Janine's death was a homicide. What initially seemed like an unexplained tragedy had now transformed into a full-fledged murder investigation. The following day, September 27, 2023, James Michael Patrick found himself in custody in Austin, Texas. Shortly thereafter, he was extradited to Dallas, where the authorities pressed charges of murder against him. He remains in a Dallas County jail with a $1 million bond. And then later it came to light that James had a troubling criminal history. He had previously faced charges for making terroristic threats in 1993, and he also had a prior theft charge. Notably, both of these charges were ultimately dismissed. Janine's family has been thrust into a world of shock and disbelief as they grapple with the overwhelming weight of this unimaginable tragedy. It became painfully clear that Janine had been a victim of domestic abuse, a disturbing reality that was hidden behind closed doors. Even though James mistreated her, Janine wanted so much to make it work. The Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, said she had heard from Janine just a couple of months prior to her death, and she seemed so happy.
Whoa, this is crazy. She wanted to work this situation out with this white man so bad that she tolerated him abusing her. She tolerated his broke ass. She supported him financially. He abused her. He cheated on her. And she tolerated all of this because why? She wanted a white man so bad.
Now, as they unite in grief after laying Janine to rest, her family and friends seek answers and justice for their beloved daughter, sister, and friend.
We are seeking justice for her, and we are willing to do anything in our power to make sure that happens. And we're going to seek the fullest extent of the law to make sure this guy is behind bars and stays behind bars.
They refuse to let her memory fade away without truth coming to light. Despite the tragic end to Janine's life, her family and friends remember her as a beautiful, ambitious, and independent woman. She was an entrepreneur, a loving aunt, and a passionate volunteer. Her sister Crystal describes her as a beacon of light and a—
So now you get the story, man. I wanted to bring this story to you now. These are three situations that are similar. Black women worshiping white men and lose their life in the process. These stories are very similar, I tell you. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. I've been here for over. She looks Ethiopian. Yeah. She does kind of look Ethiopian. I feel you on that. She does. Make sure that you guys bless the like button. It ain't nothing that you play upon the King Supreme. Make sure that you like the stream. I'm gonna get up out of here. And listen, I need everybody that's watching this right now. Like, share, and subscribe. Bless the like button. And oh yeah, make sure that you guys hype the video when it uploads. So